Steve,
Uh-oh.
what is your least favorite
I
race?
saw that on the board. The whites? So, least favorite race.
This is delicious.
Yeah, we've not had. This is an Imperial Pilsner.
Hmm.
Flying Dog's good at these nine. This is a 9.5er. I'm already getting that out of the way.
Yeah,
They're good at making those.
I like it.
Favorite race.
Just to save you trouble, because I can see this is
I
going
feel
in
like this is a joke.
a bad direction. I'm gonna let you know my least favorite race first. Fucking marathons.
That's what I mean. That's where I was thinking.
Who the fuck wants to run fucking 26 miles? It's fucking stupid. I think
Also, you see there like the builds on marathon runners.
yeah. It's
Why
like,
you want to desire to be
like,
that? What kind of man desires that body?
what do you like? Why do you want to look like that?
Yeah.
Like, I know everybody wants to. Everybody's flavor is different. I get that, but it's just trash.
Yeah, there's a guy at my gym. He's an older guy, and he looks like cardio wise, he's in great shape, but he has that marathon builder, super petite, probably weighs 110 pounds. And I overheard him in the locker room saying one time, he's like, I don't know what it is. I just eat like crazy and I can't gain weight. I was like, maybe it's the 5 hours of cardio you do every day,
Yeah,
because that's all he
cocksucker.
does.
I have a tenant. He's what is he? I think he's like 76 years old. And he and I got to talking one day. He's a former bodybuilder. You can kind of see it as you look at him. Like, okay, this guy looks like, he's not in bad shape now, but just talking to him about like the shit that he used to go through as a bodybuilder. And he asked me if he wants to be on the podcast. That's what I always do when I talk to people. Like, that's interesting. You want to be on my podcast? But at the very least, I mean, you can tell by the look of him. It's like, oh, that dude, yeah, former bodybuilder. You look like you used to be like built, but now he's fucking 76 years old. He's old as fuck. But I still wonder. I was like, I feel like that motherfucker still fucking me up though. Like, not on some like straight up, like if we had to straight up fight for like a few minutes. He's got that old man strength. You get a hold of me, he might surprise me. He might catch me in the first minute because I'm startled, like, oh my god, this fucking old man just picked me up over his head. But once I hit the ground, I'm like, bitch, now that I know what I'm dealing with, let me get a fucking chair real quick and hit you in the fucking kneecap, you fucking old fuck. Break an old person's hip, yo. If you do that, they die. Like, that's a fact. I know this. It's like, when a horse breaks his leg, you gotta take him out back and shoot him, which is fucked up. Because, like, why are you gonna go shoot the horse like that, yo? Horse ain't fucking done nothing to you. He fucking breaks his leg. Let him go be a horse. Let him go sit down and chill.
Horse race. I don't know if I'm crazy about those.
I don't think those are terrible. You're not a horse, so
I mean, yeah. Well, it seems kind of. I think we talked about this one time because it was like talking about. I think somehow we drunkenly talked about I think I might have asked, is this animal cruelty?
I don't think it is.
I don't know.
Those horses be smiling.
Horses.
Yeah, they be smiling like a motherfucker. Yeah.
I don't know. When they get the chance, they be throwing their rider off.
Yeah, and the jockeys.
And do you think they're competitive with each other? Like, do you think they know, like, yo, I'm about to destroy this dude next to me?
I think nature, like animals, that competitiveness is there.
They be like breaking ankles and.
Damn.
Speaking of breaking ankles, you see Joe Burrow break some ankles?
No,
I didn't
so
know he had moves like that.
So I actually did not watch. So I watched a little bit of the 49ers game while I was recording, which is fucked up because I sat there on the couch. I had like my little desk, lap desk and everything, the laptop, and the Yeti mic, and I'm recording over there, and it's on camera. So my guests could probably see me watching the game as they're. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, it's a guest that's been on multiple times, so like. But I watched a little bit of the 49ers game. Not enough to understand that Brock Purdy wasn't in the game. I just saw like, wow, he's really having a bad game today. Because, I don't pay attention to jersey numbers. And I was like, wait a minute, Brock's not black. And I was like, and then that's when you and I were texting. You're like, yeah, he got hurt pretty early on. I was like, damn. All right, well. If Brock was playing, they would have won. That's
Maybe.
I'm sticking to that.
I think we got sacked like 10 times.
Brock only got sacked 10 times. Like I like to make the argument of shit we can't prove, and if Brock was in there,
Oh yeah, well,
they
there was
would have
tons
won.
of that. Like the Eagles were gifted this game. I was like, I don't know. They put the 31 points they put up weren't exactly from.
Yeah,
They didn't score on defense that I'm aware of.
yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing. When a team puts up that many points, it's kind of like, can you really blame the offense at that point?
And they were being conservative themselves. There was a point Jalen Hurts got hit pretty hard on one of his runs, and he did not throw the ball for the rest of the game. So they were running the same style. The difference was the Eagles could run it every play and score.
True. So yeah, I did happen to look up every time the Eagles scored a touchdown. Like every time I
And
looked
their
up, I was
runs
like,
were not
God
like
damn.
well, the one was a disrespectful run. The goal line they did this several times.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they did that exact same play several times in the game. They did it earlier for a first down. They did it earlier, right before the touchdown. So you know exactly what play they're gonna do, and they're just like, we don't go fuck. Our offensive line's gonna push you back.
Yeah, that is rude. It's like, look, we know that you know what we about to do.
Yeah, this is the third
You
time
can't
we're
stop
gonna do
us.
it, and you can't stop it.
Yeah, I mean, fuck them. Keep running the play until they stop that shit. And if they don't stop it, run it some more. Fuck them.
I don't know how true it is that if it was a real quote that the Bosa Nick.
Oh,
Joey,
yeah.
about
Yeah.
the Trump. The election got stolen from Philly, and the game got stolen for something.
Oh, I don't know about that. I saw him arguing with a fan, and he told him like, "Whatever, bitch, I'm rich." I was like, man,
I forgot
that's
that
true.
the Bosa brothers were all. I forgot that they were like thought of to be racist and
So there was,
had some controversial stuff. I think one's wife said some stuff.
of course,
Both of them, I think they're all Trump supporters.
they're from Ohio. What do you expect? Well, I remember when whichever one got drafted after Arizona's quarterback, the little kid. What's Arizona's quarterback's name?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah. After
That kid sucks.
after Bosa went number 2 overall, and Trump congratulated whichever Bosa it was, and everybody like
Nick.
got all emotional. It was like, oh, look at that. That's racism at its finest. You know, a black quarterback goes number 1 overall. He doesn't congratulate him, but he congratulates the white linebacker that goes number 2. It's like, I mean, maybe, probably. It's no one's shying away from the fact that Trump, he says some controversial things about race, period. But it's like, you know what? At this point, who cares?
Yeah, I will say I hate how much people dig into every little nitpick thing. I don't know if you saw, there's a part where Tony Romo was describing the game, and it almost sounded like he was about to say the N-word.
Oh, I love it.
Because he's talking about Kansas City running back. Which, by the way, that dude, damn, his name's the draft pick they got. So
Yeah, that one with like
not
starts with
Edwards
P or some
Helaire,
shit.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
guy.
that kid.
Yeah, that kid looks small, but he be breaking tackles like no other. And that's basically Romo was describing. Like, look, and then there's 3 and it goes like this, and then just cuts away. But I was like, there's no way I'm thinking he's be saying that. But I mean, I think Shannon Sharp came out and said something like, and there was tons of memes about it of like, what was he gonna say? 'Cause, I mean, and then there's like some theory like, was he trying to say like Nickelbacks? Because that wouldn't make sense. But I was like, I will just say this: people could misspeak and not even whatever he stopped himself from saying might have not been any. Might have just been a sound even. Just like,
Yeah, I mean,
I can't imagine he was. He just doesn't seem like the type that would say like that. And he's surrounded by 3. Nah,
you'd be surprised, but no, I don't. Yeah, Tony Romo doesn't seem that guy, but I don't know. But I agree.
Well, if he did, that's wild shit.
There's a lot of like leaning into shit on. Well, I mean, just like our media has this way of now portraying things in a certain light. So it's everywhere now. Everyone's on edge. Everyone's looking for it, and it's like, and shit. I've never really been that way. And then recently, I had an encounter with someone at work, And that shit crept into my head. I was like, oh, this hoe coming at me that way. This goes on black. And I was like, you know what? It could be, but don't even stress it because she needs your help. So it's like you better be nice, bitch. But yeah, we got the Eagles on one side in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that game sucked. We don't know what would have happened with Purdy. I'm sure they would have done better. But
What were the 49ers averaging points per game offensively under Purdy? Do you know?
I mean, it was decent. He didn't have. So he actually led the league in quarterback rating since he's been playing, and he's undefeated. But he didn't play anyone great.
Well, you
It's
could.
like Washington. We could have beat them had Taylor Heineke not fumbled the ball twice.
Well, yeah, I mean the QB rating.
I don't know what their average points were, but
Yeah.
the game would have been close. But I still think Philly would have probably pulled out.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting
Because
at.
Philly, I mean, their runs to score the touchdown were not like, besides the Jalen Hurts QB sneak one, were like 10, 15 yards away, and it was like untouched.
Yeah, I looked up and saw one. I was like,
Philly's
yo, that
D-line
dude is
was
running forever.
The reason why Purdy got hurt and it continued the rest of the game is their D line was coming in their offensive line like 1 second.
So that's basically what I'm getting at. Is like, look, I mean, let's say they were averaging 24 points per game, but Philly put up 31.
Yeah,
So-
and keep in mind, and people will hate on it, but Philly went into conservative mode. They stopped passing the ball.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like when we're looking at
You got Brown and Brown looked good, and even though what's his name gifted that catch, the rookie, the young receiver.
like people look at like sports in this way of like, well, because I mean sports is entertainment, but I mean at the end of the game, we want to be entertained, but they want to win. So like when you look at football, if you got the lead, yeah, run the fucking ball. Like what are we doing here? Well, like why if I'm up by X amount of points am I going to throw the ball? Just fucking make them earn it. Same thing with fights. Like in MMA, it's like if you are up 3 rounds, the nothing going into the fourth. Like, why go out there and put yourself at risk? A lot of fighters will do it. I mean, that's how we got Kumar Usman getting knocked out in the 5th. And Israel Adesanya getting knocked out in the 5th. They stayed in there. But still, it's like people get annoyed because it's like, oh, we want to see them stand up and bang, or we want to see them air it out. We want to see all the points on the board. It's like, nah, bitch, they trying to win. Like if you want to be entertained, go watch the Royal Rumble, which is on in the background. So Philly probably would have won. I hate it because I like Jalen Hurts.
Well,
but
that's why I picked him. I actually even like their coach. He's like
Who's their
underdog
coach?
He just played for them.
some guy.
He's from there, basically.
Ooh.
Like he's like a typical blue collar Philly type dude.
Yeah.
But since he's come into the league, I mean, they're Nick Sirianni.
He sounds like he's from Philly.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's from Philly. He acts like he's from Philly.
It's safe to say he's from Philly.
I'm pretty sure he has like some links to Philly. I don't want to just make it up.
No, I love just making shit up because guess what? Who's gonna check me? Fuck y'all. And even if it's wrong, we can get it right next week.
Yo, what about Philly though? They won a Super Bowl not that long ago. Changed coaches. Seemed prematurely. This is Jacksonville's coach, who looks pretty good coach.
Yeah,
I mean,
Doug
here they are
Peterson.
back in the damn Super Bowl.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like Philly is similar to the Ravens to me, where I don't dislike Philly, but they're fans, I feel like they might be one of the group of fans that's least deserving, because these motherfuckers will boo anyone, including Santa Claus, and throw snowballs at Santa. Fucking horrible humans. But either way, it's like I like Jalen Hurts. I like to see him win. I wish there were a way for him to win and Philly to lose. So it's just not possible. But I'm praying. And I don't even pray, dude. But I'm doing it. It's like the MC Hammer song. That's why we pray. That shit was trash.
I've not seen any links to Philly except that he grew up a Steelers fan.
Okay, well, that's Pittsburgh, so
But he does get that personality.
yeah, he seems the type. All right, and then on the other side we got Kansas City beating the Bengals.
Yeah, that's. Luckily, I won. I won that one parlay bet I showed you. It was McCaffrey, uh, Kelsey hit one. Who did? Oh, and Hurts, which Hurts was like the wild card one. That was kind of made the odds pretty good for that in terms of the payout. Because, but yeah, at least I won that because that was a decent payout. But
Nice.
I could have won a lot of money ahead Bengals because at one point when the halftime when Kansas City started with the ball, the odds went way in favor of Kansas City temporarily. And I was able to get a bet in. And it was something like 5-1 at that point. Then, as soon as the Bengals got the ball back, that half it dropped to the Bengals' favor. So I was like, damn, I'm glad I got that bet in. But just watching that game, I feel like the commentators, and I'm not one to blame the refs, but the commentators and the refs seem super biased. They're just talking so in favor of Kansas City. It's annoying.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. I'm trying to like watch more stuff without the commentary because they have a way of talking, and it shows like a clear favoritism, and it almost sounds like to a point where sometimes you don't think that they have anything to say. So like there's like a predetermined thing to say. Not saying that the NFL or any sports are rigged, but it's like, here, we want you to talk about these things and these things only. Like, you know, when there's a shitty throw, like, that was a good pass. And it's like, dog, it wasn't.
Greg Olsen definitely sounded like he wanted San Francisco.
Yeah.
But it was such a blowout. I don't like him as a commentator. Tony Romo, I know a lot of people like him, and I think I've said it on here before. Obviously, he knows the game, but clearly it didn't translate into playoff wins because he didn't do so good in the playoffs. But he knows what's going on. I just hate this. When he keeps trying, and he's good at it, when he tells you what's about to happen. Like, it's like he's showing off, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yo, commentate the game. We don't need to see how great you are at telling us what's going to happen.
I think that's part of the commentator thing, though, too, is like, you know, explaining things for the people who don't actually get it.
Yeah,
like my
he's
grandma.
More of like guessing beforehand, not more than explaining. So, yeah, I think they're about to do this. Nope.
But also with that, though,
you.
it's like saying, like, I think they're about to do this. I mean, based off of what he sees on the field. So other people can look at that shit, too, like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he definitely was wanting Kansas City. The refs, I mean, they definitely were calling shit to Kansas City's way. There were some super bad holds they weren't calling. There was an obvious late hit on Joe Burrow that they didn't call.
There was you sent me the one meme, and I was about to repost, but before I reposted it, I was like, let me jump in these comments real quick, and the comments were so super toxic because there were a lot of people saying, yeah, like, come on, dude, the refs, yo. Then you got the other group of people like, oh, boo hoo, like the refs can affect any game, anytime, and when it doesn't go your way, all of a sudden it's a crime. It's like, well, yeah, like as a Lions fan, not that the Lions are fucking great or anything, but there's plenty of games they were fucked. Like in the playoffs against the fucking Seahawks that one year.
There were some points made of like a lot of those bad calls didn't really impact anything. Like one of them missed Joe Burrow late hits. He got the first down anyway.
Yeah.
Kansas City ended up getting that first down. The replay of the third down was kind of silly because they ran the whole play. Both sides came off the field. Both sides came on the field to make a punt. Then they call like the play was dead. It was like, why would that one referee? And then they show later there's one clip of a referee calling the play dead. Why didn't he throw his flags like they normally do to stop a play? He didn't do anything.
So yeah, that's kind of
goofy. That shit was late as hell. I've never seen one that late. Of like they're almost punted the ball, and then made them go back. And again, that didn't even impact anything. It just sucks that game ended because of a friggin' penalty.
Cocksuckers.
When you It's so easy though to like people be like, that was a dumb penalty, and it was. But if you watch it and fast forward, like they were running full speed. There's lots of times quarterbacks take advantage of that rule, and if Mahomes would have ducked back into the inside, because they were out of field goal range still where he was, but if he would have ducked back in and got another 10 yards, they would have been in field goal range. So dude was running full speed, and he does push him, but if you watch it closely, it doesn't push him hard, but they're running full speed, and then you run out of sideline. It's like basketball. I don't like how everyone's so close to the damn sideline.
Cocksuckers. So we got the Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. What are our predictions?
I don't know what it is, but I just don't like Mahomes. It's just unlikable.
I don't like either team.
I like Kelsey.
Or,
I
actually, no.
like the way Hurts plays.
Yeah.
Although when I see Hurts in interviews, it just sounds like he doesn't even like Philly. Because he wasn't really well wanted that first year he was there. And I feel like that's a chip on his shoulder.
Well, exactly. That's my point, yo. Philly fans are fucking trash, yo.
He's hinted at basically. I know I wasn't wanted here. They like him now, but they sure were not liking him.
Actually, yeah.
A lot of them preferred Wentz.
I need to
go back to the Wentz.
I need to go back through Facebook, for the draft, looking at the fucking Facebook history thing or whatever, and look at the draft when Hurts got drafted. I think there's like 3 or 4 Philly fans that I know, and see what their reactions were. Just so like oh, so now you like them. Because here, like, if you look at this post right here on this date, you seem a little whiny, bitch.
And it's just like the Ravens, where there's still some people that think Flacco's better than Lamar. There's still some that like Wentz more than. Well, I think after this season, there's no Wentz supporters probably, but there's a lot of them.
I will say this about the Flacco versus Lamar argument. Sure, you can still argue that back then. Do you want Flacco right now? Because let me tell you. I mean, yeah, he threw for a bunch of yards that first game with the Jets, maybe even the second game, but he's not fucking taking you anywhere.
If you took Flacco besides that playoff run, he was below 20 every year.
It's like people. It's like when you talk about great players, and you don't want to reflect completely on. All the when they end the career, like fucking Emmitt Smith ended his career with the fucking Cardinals. You'll get some chuckleheads like, oh, he wasn't that good at all. It's like, well, I mean, look through the years that he was great. I mean, you measure it against that. Now, Flacco only had a year, not years.
The playoffs even. Because that year they went into the Super Bowl. They almost collapsed monumentally. Mm-hmm. Like, they barely made the playoffs. They started off, I think, it was something like 8-2, then finished barely getting into the playoffs.
They were a 6 seed, right?
I think they finished like 10-6 after being like 8-2, and then some miracles happened. The Flacco might have sold his soul with them.
Might got some supplements from
Mexico. I remember they played Denver, and all Denver had to do is not get beat deep, and they got beat deep.
That wasn't Flacco.
Flacco, that was the one thing he could do is throw the ball deep. But it was still the coverage. It was like, why did you let him? And it was Jacoby Jones?
Yeah. It just came
only
up.
Could do one thing.
That it actually just came up on my Facebook a couple weeks ago or a week ago or something like that.
He could only do one thing, and it was run fast and straight. He sucked as a receiver everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, everybody can't be like, T.O. or Ocho Cinco. Fucking that guy.
What if that guy still likes his name being Ocho Cinco?
He hasn't changed it back yet. So, I mean, I think he's the kind of guy that's like, I made a decision, I got to stick to it. He's like, I guess. I wouldn't. If I changed my name to something silly, they're like, you know what, let's just change it back. All right, so yeah, Super Bowl, Chiefs and Eagles. So I'm picking the Lions. Now I'm sticking to it.
So I might change my betting, but I'm gonna, as of this point right now. See, I'm so neutral about this, but I'm leaning towards cheering for Philly because of Hurt.
That's the only reason I'm cheering for Philly is because of that dude. But I hate those fans. So look, if Philly wins, I'll be happy for Jalen Hurts. But if they lose, I'll be happy for the fans.
I think it's kind of funny if Andy Reid loses. I think it's kind of funny if
I don't really think about Andy Reid that much. He's fat,
yeah.
so
I mean, it's funny.
don't fat shame. Like fat people lose.
Nah, I was
Fit people
thinking the
lose.
other day, like every time they, by the way, when they show Andy Reid on the sideline, there's so many times if you watch, you don't notice it necessarily. I did. They show a close up of his mustache. It's just like, why are they so zoomed in on his mustache?
His mustache has a personality of its own.
Can you imagine him without the mustache? Like he looked goofy as hell. I think
Do you know who Nick Offerman is?
the name sounds familiar.
He's an actor. What was he on? He was on one of those fucking shows. But he's got a beard. I've only ever seen him with a beard. But he was on the show The Last of Us on HBO, which last night's episode I loved it. But a lot of people complained because like there's a gay relationship. That was like the main focal point of the episode. There's a lot of people like, oh, they went woke. I hate when people say that. I'm gonna start fucking punching people. Anytime someone says woke, I'm smacking the shit out of them. Cause like, you fucking retarded retard. I fucking said it. I'm not backing off of that this time.
Where slept.
But basically, they showed him like doing kind of the after the episode, like inside the episode interview, and he didn't have a beard at all. He was like clean shaven, and I looked at Sarah. I was like, dude, I've never seen that dude without a beard. I'm fucking confused and a little scared.
Oh yeah.
Like it wasn't right.
Those videos of like a young child when their dad shaves the beard for the first time, they don't even recognize him. Most of them cry. Like, what the hell is this?
Well, like,
But yeah, I would say most people that have a beard, and I'm included, if you shave it completely, it's not a pretty sight.
well, like, I know for me, like with Sophie, like I've always been like either or. Like I'll let it like grow out. I don't like it, so I always shave it off. But she's got like comfort with the whole like, my face being like soft. So she'll come over as soon as she sees me shave. She'll come over and, like smack the shit out of my face. Like, oh my god, you shaved! And like I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna stop shaving because she keeps hitting me. Like, it sounds like an abusive relationship, I know, but it's not. It's just my kid. But
Oh.
yeah, Andy Reid with no mustache would be.
I'd like to see it, but it's
I don't know
probably
if
scary.
I don't know if I want to.
Kelsey one time shaved earlier this year, and he looked pretty bad without it. Like,
I mean,
just
but
looks like such a different person. Like, you wouldn't even know that's Kelsey.
I mean, he's not had the beard though before in his career though.
well, he's
I mean,
always had
like,
stubble.
yeah, but I
when he
mean,
went completely shaven, he was tough to recognize.
fuck. Like I don't like stubble versus like a beard are still two totally different things to me. Where I'm like, okay, well, you got stubble, I can still see what you would probably look like without the beard or without the stubble. But like if you got like a full beard and then you shave it completely off, it's like, oh my god, like don't do that. Let me turn my volume off
Yeah,
here.
look at him.
Piss poor
He's so
etiquette.
different. Definitely looks cool with the beard.
I mean, I guess. He looks like a person.
He looks significantly older without the beard.
I think he looks like a date rapist either way. So, beard or no beard. So yeah, I want Jalen Hurts to win, but I want the Philadelphia fans to lose. Fuck those guys.
I want Mahomes to win plenty.
Well, Kansas City already has a championship now, so for those fans, I'm happy for those.
Which Philly did too. They went a long time.
Yeah.
They won with Nick Foles, which I was talking about Nick Foles the other day. Just like, that rookie season, he wasn't supposed to be a starter. But he threw 27 touchdowns. It was a Flacco-like season. He went 27 touchdowns, 2 picks, won the Super Bowl, and got some big contracts. I think he tried to start in Jacksonville at one point.
Yeah.
The dude got paid, but the rest of his, it's been like, when was Philly's Super Bowl? It's been a long time now.
Did they win in 2014? That seems
Sounds
right.
about right. So 8 years ago. So he's had an 8-year career since, and it's been bad for 8 years.
Well, I
He's
also
gotten paid.
think too. It's like again,
He even came back to Philly.
I think also like to judge a player like that, it's like, look, okay, he had that one good year. That's not really a reflection of is he good or is he bad. I mean, he had a good year. I don't even want to say it's a fluke year, but like, look, it worked out for him that year. It didn't work out the rest of the way. Oh well. I mean, such is life.
Yes.
Because not every quarterback is gonna be a career star. I mean, even Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman is the biggest fraud of them all because that dude never led the league in passing, never won MVP, like nothing.
Yeah,
And
his overall stats are actually pretty unimpressive.
did he break 4,000 at all? Like
What?
I know they're talking about his yardage wasn't that great either. He doesn't lead in any
There's
category.
nothing he's good at, really.
Yeah, so it's like but he slides under the radar in that. But it's like it's almost kind of like he was just subpar enough to not really matter because they were winning.
It's a little bit like Eli got the 2 Super Bowls, but his
Yeah,
career numbers aren't spectacular.
I mean, I feel like they're better than Trey
Oh,
Aikman.
I think they're definitely. I think they're way better than Troy.
But I also think that's a reflection of the game changing over the years. Because the game changed just at that point where Eli was like getting, like he got drafted, and then the game started to change a little bit more over the next couple of years. Because it's like after that, every quarterback was throwing for 4,000, 5,000 yards, just all types of goofy numbers. And it's like, well, like, well, why are the records getting broken? Well, because I mean, these new rules favor quarterback. The receivers crushing records now, and then you have the extra game, so you know it's about to get fucking out of hand. So, I don't know. Let's rate this beer. We're 30 minutes in.
I bet. Yeah, this is called family drama, and I can only think they made it a 9.5 to help you deal with some family drama. I believe there was a different version of this originally centered around the holiday. So I think it's to help you deal with family
Oh,
drama.
isn't that like a
Holidays.
demented snowman on the front or something? So,
Well, Flying Dog always has these strange drawings.
oh yeah, but I'm saying, isn't that a snowman? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, I
Well,
might be
there's
drunk.
some wild ass faces. It's one of those like uh, Picasso type things where, granted, it's better than I can draw, but I feel like it's not that good of a drawing. It's like
Yeah.
more artsy than good.
But that's weird how art's that way too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's
Yeah,
slap some
if you're
shit
too
together.
good, like I've seen it. Like if you could draw, I could draw you, and it looks like a portrait. It won't be as good as if I drew a sloppy version of you.
But that's like those art snobs. I was like, well, look, I mean, like, what's the word? Expressionism. Like, it's like fuck you. Like the two pictures that my uncle drew upstairs of the one with me and him, and then the other one of Sophie in that little collage. They're like that shit's fucking magic. Like,
Yeah,
if you tell an artist that's not good, it's like, but then tell some fucking cocksucker
look,
this
his
is
glasses,
magic.
you got a hook just hanging off in the air.
Fuck that guy and fuck that artist.
There's all types of mismatched things, but
You know what? Because of that art, I'm taking off half a point. All right, let's rate this fucking
Oh
beer.
wait, is there a? Oh wait, you might have a Mad Lib to do on here though.
Oh, word, let's go.
So let's rate the beer first.
All right.
All right. So it's a seasonal release. I would say it's probably something to do with the winter, again, family drama.
Looks like a snowman on the cover.
9.5%, and it's actually an Imperial Pilsner, which we've not seen.
I don't know what that word
I don't
means.
know what they spelled Pilsner. With
Okay.
light malt notes and slightly floral hop character.
Okay.
Take that.
Yeah. All right. So I like it. It tastes yummy. It's got a good percentage, but the artwork's trash. So
I like it too, but the 9.5 Flying Dogs that we've had otherwise, I think, are better.
I agree. But
This is in the sevens to me.
I was like percentage wise, no, dude. It says 9.5. What are you talking about? No. This is definitely a 7 beer. I mean, it's not higher than that for sure. It's over a 6 though. I'll give you that. I'm gonna give it a 7.2. It would have
That's
been.
what I was thinking.
It was gonna get higher, but that fucking artwork's dog shit.
But I had a 7.2. And that, so yeah, it has potential for Pilsner. Like, let's get a little bit more flavor in there.
Let's get some better fucking artists, bitch.
Yeah, the art. We got, yeah, I don't even know what's going on here. It's an ugly framework.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do the Mad Lib though.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, maybe we'll get a bonus point. All right. I'm not gonna try to read it yet.
Okay. All right.
Your name.
What the fuck's a Mad Lib anyway? I forgot.
That's when you fill in the words. It's gonna say name, adjective, Adjective. Now.
Oh, so stuff that I should have learned in English class that I don't
So give
know.
me someone's name.
Someone's name, Richard.
Or it's probably better if someone we know. But
Well, we know a
Richard's
Richard.
a funny name. All right,
Dick.
Richard. Adjective.
What the fuck's the adjective?
Describing word. Word that describes something.
Ooh, that's fucked up. Give me a second, because I was about to say the first thing that came to my mind was horrible. So, smells.
I think you could say smelly.
Oh, Richard Smelly.
Another name.
Calvin.
Calvin Burgess.
I like it.
Adjective.
Another adjective. I gotta describe it.
Yeah, so like something before another word to describe it. Like that fat.
Fucking.
Name. Another name.
God damn, how many fucking people are we dogging?
It's a freaking family.
Oh yeah, it is a family thing. Damn, that's fucked up. Sheila. Let's not leave out the women.
I hope it's she or he.
Oh yeah, of course.
Noun. It's a person, place, or thing.
No pronouns. Car.
And another noun.
Shoes.
Sure, we can't. All right, here we go.
All right.
Oh, that already starts off great. Aunt Richard.
Yes. Perfect.
Aunt. Damn it. Aunt Richard showing pictures of her smelly cats.
Yes.
Uncle Calvin singing songs about his fucking divorce.
Yes.
Cousin Sheila bragging about car. And you can't leave. It's another Christmas
Shoes.
It's another Christmas shoe for the whole family.
I love it.
Aunt Richard's
We started off strong, but we kind of that ending got a little.
Aunt Dick.
Jeez Louise. All right. Well, it's gonna still keep the 7-2. If that would have nailed it from beginning to end, that would have moved up to a 7-3. All right. Let's see here. So let me see here. What do I got here on the board? So Logan Paul, because Jake Paul signed a contract with the PFL. Logan Paul, right there. Oh no, that's Edge. Never mind. Logan Paul is going to show up here in the Royal Rumble in a little bit. So there's a big announcement coming on Tuesday when this episode drops. He signed something with the UFC. So I think they're pump faking us though, because they kept playing this audio of him asking Dana, if I wanted to fight one of your guys, could we make that happen? And Dana's like, well, shit, you wrestle, you box. I mean, I don't see why not. I think they're trying to make us believe they're going to get him the sign for a fight or two. I don't think he's going. I don't think that's what they're going to do. But I'd like to see it. I think he'd do well enough. I think he'd do better than CM Punk. CM Punk went in there and got fucking murked immediately. But I'm interested to see what the announcement's going to be and if he is fighting. I hope it's sooner rather than later. This dude is legit doing side quests in life. I mean, he's in the WWE. He just signed something with the UFC. These motherfuckers just like playing the video game. They didn't beat the game and said, you know what? Like, let's go back and do the side quest now.
That's what they're doing. They basically live life like a video game. Like, and then they get bored. Like,
Yeah.
let me try this. Yeah, let's make our YouTube videos with our friends and just blow up. All right.
I mean,
I think I want to box.
like,
Yeah, I'm gonna do pay-per-views and get paid for it.
that it's like
You know what? WWE was fun when I was a kid. I think I want to do that. And then he excels at everything he's been doing. The wrestling, I think he was it reminds me of the Miz a little bit, but he's more athletic than the Miz.
Well, yeah, and the Miz. I mean, I think the whole Miz thing. I mean, it's funny because he did the Tough Enough reality show with WWE. Because they used to do it. I think they had 2 or 3 seasons, and then they canned it and it was like, okay, we're done with this. No one's watching. Then they did another season that had the Miz and the one dude who ended up being his tag team partner, and it was like, okay, cool. The Miz, I mean, I think they said for the Royal Rumble when he came out there, like this is his 14th Royal Rumble. So I mean, I
I
would
was
say at
surprised
least
he's
like
had such a
16
good
years.
career 'cause I'm pretty sure he broke out the Miz on the real world.
Yeah, he did.
So
Uh,
when I first saw that he was a wrestler, I couldn't believe it. He was such a goofball in the real world.
I mean that's the thing though. You're watching a reality show where, they're putting on an character. So
Could be good, could be bad.
I got mixed reviews there already.
Got a cool can, and if you look at the Marilyn Monroe outline, it's got the Maryland flag.
I like it. That's already
Sure.
going to get an extra half point. So you can put the Maryland flag on anything, and I'm in. But yeah. So I'm curious to see what Logan Paul does. But I think that's the thing now. The Paul brothers kind of have that appeal where we want to know what they're going to do next. So I think Jake was talking about, who was he talking about boxing? It was the UFC. Luke Rockhold, because Luke Rockhold he retired from the UFC. He's talking shit, but he still technically has one fight left, but he's retired. So it's like basically like, look, if Dana cuts me or releases me, I'll be happy to fight one of these fucking punk kids. And Dana was like, go ahead, go knock one of those kids out. Like you're released. So I don't know if that's a fight that's going to actually happen, but my money is on Jake Paul. I mean, because first off, Luke Rockhold, his chin is pretty much gone at this point. So it,
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So Jake Paul, that he is fighting Tyson Fury's brother now.
oh yeah, I did see something about that. So yeah, never mind.
Talking shit, so I mean, that's a legit boxer.
Yeah, I did see that clip.
But
Did I post that
I
clip?
think they have Mike Perry. Yeah, Mike Perry. Who is Mike Perry?
Mike
He's
Perry.
the MMA fighter.
Yeah,
He's as the backup because, unfortunately, I think Fury's backed up before. Or
Yeah.
something.
Well, yeah, he got hurt. Like they were supposed to fight.
So at least they have a backup planned already.
So Mike Perry.
But if this actually happens, he'll be fighting a legit boxer. And Fury talked a lot of shit. It was funny the shit he talked to Tyson because Paul likes Fury. He's like, he said something like, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna knock out your brother."
I'd rather see that fight than to see Mike Perry, because Mike Perry is unhinged in so many different ways. Like, so Mike Perry, I think he says like he has like a very small percentage of black in him. It's like, I'm allowed to say the N word. Like, he was on the interview just dropping the N-bomb, like that shit was super casual for him. And they're like, yo, chill, son. He's like, no, it's okay. I'm, like an eighth black. Like, it's okay, I can say it. It was like, just stop. Because again, why do you want to say it? Just leave it alone. But I hope, what's his name, Fury doesn't pull out, because I'd rather see that fight.
That meeting with them was the first time they were met in person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, if Mike Perry gets to call up, I think that's going to be a lame duck fight. Mike Perry, actually, when he got released from UFC, I feel like he went to another organization, then he went to bare knuckle boxing. And that, I don't think that went over well for him. So
it was funny. Tyson was seen in the crowd just watching. He looked thoroughly entertained by it all. I think Tyson Fury is like the type.
Yeah, he seems the type.
He seems like he's down for whenever. Let's have fun.
He's a gypsy. I think that's a derogatory term. We're not allowed to say it anymore, like midget.
I mean, but that's his name, the Gypsy King.
Well, he's allowed to say it. Like, I was watching this documentary on Black Cinema a couple weeks ago. I can't remember the name of the one movie. They had to change the name of the movie because the name straight up had N-word like in the title. Like, yeah, that title no longer exists. And whatever it is now is like, that's so much lamer. Like, you should just stick to your guns. Like own it. But like, I think Tyson Fury could call himself the Gypsy King because, well, but I think if
heavyweight at his size, there's not too many people to tell him anything.
No, like, who's gonna say what to him? Like, you can't say that. Oh, fuck you.
Well, like, there's probably very few people in this world that can take Tyson Fury.
And I don't know. He's a big fucking boy. Like that's
and he's not all there in a good way.
That's a lot of human. Let's get these other mugs so that way we can drink this other beer. We're gonna pause for a second, y'all. We'll be back. It's gonna seem like a second, but it's gonna be like 15. All right, told you it's gonna be a long time, but it really was. It was like maybe 3 minutes.
I love our frozen mugs.
Brett, I know you don't listen, but thank you, you little fuck. See, I can say that because you don't be listening. What was it?
Maybe he does if he's on the episode. I asked him to come today, but he fell asleep pretty early.
That's not far-fetched.
Yeah, Bea wanted. She only doesn't come when she works very early, but she prepared our questions.
That seems kind of disproportionate there.
There's more. This is a big can.
I just dumped it upside down.
Oh snap!
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, because the mugs are big though. I was.
I don't know.
It's okay, mine's bigger. Sometimes mine's bigger.
I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. It smells delicious. I mean, we cross streams. It'll be weird at first, but you get used to it.
This was my compensation for all the bad beers that you give me.
It smells not great, but it tastes pretty yummy.
It's got like a little sour to it, but it's kind of good.
Yeah, I can dig it. Oh no, never mind. I keep forgetting there's too many bald-headed wrestlers. I was like, oh, here comes that part where he's about to fucking jump across the ring off the top rope. But, I mean, yeah, he fucking moves well. He moves like a fucking wrestler. I mean, he's an athlete, so, I don't know. Good stuff. There's
he takes some bad hits.
Well, he injured his knee at WrestleMania. That's why he's been off, gone, because I think they had a plan for him. I sent Sarah this video. They're talking about, like, secrets in wrestling. And they're like, now, if you watch Randy Orton when he does his power slam, pay attention. And you'll see, like, little cues. Like, if he claps his hand, that means you're going, you're going to go through with the slam. They're like, if you're doing a DDT, like the Jake the Snake Roberts, when he smacked you back, that means you're taking the fall. But if they don't hit your back, that means you're going to power out of it or do something. They're showing things like if the ref comes over, like if there's like a bad collision, like the table letters chairs match and they all like fucking hit the floor hard, he'll come over to the wrestlers and put his hand, like he'll grab the wrestler's hand, like or put his hands in theirs. And if they squeeze his hand, that means they're good to keep going. But if not, then they'll call for assistance, shit like that. And so now as I'm watching wrestling, I'm like looking for all these little fucking cues. Because what was it, Paul Heyman and someone.
I saw him, but they made him a baby face now.
Who's that, Rhodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because the thing is, I mean, when he was with the company, he was like a middleman. And then he left and created AEW with the Khans, or Tony Khan.
What's his character now?
Basically,
American Dream?
Yeah, well, because that's his dad. Yeah. So he's the American Nightmare. So,
okay.
But basically, yeah, his contract ran up with AEW, so he came back last year. And I mean, it was no secret. Everybody was like, "Oh, who's Seth Rollins' secret opponent going to be for whatever it was, Survivor Series or Rumble last year? I can't remember." And it ended up being Cody Rhodes, which we all knew. They had the match at WrestleMania, and then another pay-per-view where he had a pec injury, and this is his return from that. So, I mean, we all kind of know where it's going because it's like basically whoever wins the Royal Rumble gets the title shot at WrestleMania. He comes in dead last, like the last person to come in. And that's not to say that's a guarantee that they have it, scripted that way, but we know they have it set for this dude to... He's supposed to go on, and I'm fine with it, because that was kind of the whole big thing of him coming back. It's like, look, he was the Intercontinental Champion before he went to AEW, did his thing over there, came back, and I think he was like essentially like, look, I want to be world champ, I want to be WWE champ, so come over here to work. I mean, he's got some some good reps over there at AEW now. He looks a lot better in the ring. He was good in the ring before, but he looks a lot better. He's bigger, so. He's going down to Mexico getting his supplements. No problem with that. But I'm in. I'm in for all. And Braun Strowman, yo. This dude was a big, fat, sloppy dude, yo. He's fucking cleaned up. So, good for him.
I came across two recent wrestlers. One today was the screw job. The Montreal screw job came up on my feed. And I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But I guess I had a little bit of a different perspective after watching today's, because the original ones, like, everyone was lying to Bret Hart, but I was like,
yeah. Then he say
I guess he kind of told the company like he's leaving, and then they wrote him a script to leave, and he was gonna lose the belt, and he was like basically like no. So then it was kind of like,
I'm not losing on my
home.
Now
that I heard that, I was like,
so yeah, well, because like I think
maybe if he didn't go about it that way,
there it is.
Let him win.
So like prior to all of this, WWF had a wrestler, Alundra Blaze, Medusa, whatever name she goes by. She was the women's champion. Women's wrestling was dog shit back then. There was like her and like some random lady pull out a crowd, kind of like Ronda Rousey fighting in MMA. And then she got Holly Holm, got fucking block knocked off. I was listening to a podcast about that shit today. It was great. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I love seeing Ronda Rousey get knocked out, not like by like her husband, but like by Holly Holm. But when Medusa left, she took the women's title with her, and on WCW TV, she throws it in the trash can. So the whole thing was Vince wanted Bret to lose the belt. He was like, no, not in my hometown. Fuck you. Their fear was that he was going to walk out as champion, go to WCW, and do the same thing. So they're like, nah, that's not happening. But apparently, and I haven't read the interview or anything, but apparently, I guess they're saying that he was in on it. And it's like, look, it's like over the years, that fucking story has changed so many different times. That, like, one thing that was brought up, that was an interesting point, though. When that all happened, he stood on the apron of the ring and like kind of air lettered WCW. And someone pointed out, I was like, they were very clear with the camera on him doing that. If like Vince McMahon doesn't want to promote nothing for nobody else. If this were a real thing, they would have pulled the camera off of him right away.
Yeah, I think if the real story, I mean, the first story I heard was very much pro Bret Hart, and then the second one, a lot of wrestlers, like including Triple H, even Mankind, were kind of like, yo, if you're the head of a company and someone tells you, yeah, I'm not gonna do what you say,
fuck you.
It's your company, like, fuck it. No, we're gonna do it anyway. I will say the first one too implied like Shawn Michaels didn't know what was going on. He definitely was in on it.
Well, yeah.
Now he didn't even admit it. He was like, and he was told to deny everything.
Well, yeah, I remember.
So those clips you see when he's denying it, well, apparently to him, he was told to deny everything.
There's like the documentary on it that's showing I want to say it was Bret Hart's wife. Someone back there, I think it was Bret Hart's wife. You know, yelling like at Hunter, Triple H, like, Hunter, did you know? You fucking knew, didn't you? You knew. And he was like, no, I don't know anything. Like, no, this is news to me. Yeah, Shawn Michaels, all of them. It's like,
yeah, and Triple H was in this interview. I think Triple H definitely knew, but at the same time, I think he was more like doing what's better for the business rather than Bret Hart. And I mean, he's in his position now.
I mean, and then I mean, the whole fucking thing with to make like WWE and the Hearts. I mean, they're instrumental with with the the Hart family up in Canada and everything. So many wrestlers came through there. Chris Benoit, Brian Pillman, all of the Harts, Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, and the thing is, it's like, I don't know, it's just like Vince McMahon, he a wild dude, like just the ego, but then fucking punishing Owen, and it wasn't because of that. I guess the word was that Owen was supposed to be in a storyline where he was supposed to, I can't remember which female wrestler, he was supposed to be having an affair with them, and he was like, I'm not going to do that because that looks bad. I'm a married man, that looks bad on TV. So then they made him do the Blue Blazer gimmick from the beginning of his career, and tragically, he's coming in on the zip line and fell to his death. And it just sucks because, when you look at that, it's like just all this bullshit over like ego and punishment. When someone dies. I mean, sure, the Montreal Screwjob, it might have been all staged. Bret probably knew, but Owen Hart falling to his death, unless this motherfucker pops up out of nowhere, like, oh, It was staged. I'd be like, holy shit, that's horrible. But then even like AEW, like I guess like On Hart's widow was like, look, I don't want to have anything to fucking do with this company. They're going to start a charity and everything. Like, nope, fuck them. But then recently, because AEW is fairly new, I guess they had like this banner, because whenever they get a new star, they'll say so and so is all elites, and they had Owen Hart, and it was like Owen Hart is all elite, and then like they had like the Owen Hart Invitational like tournament and all this shit. I'm like, damn, that's a complete kick to the nuts to WWE. But I guess on one note of it too, there was like, it saves us some money. We don't gotta donate. That's fucking in poor taste, but you know, it's me. Fuck y'all.
But yeah, I mean, and the one thing I saw today, I want to say someone close to Bret Hart, maybe it was even his wife, was kind of like, and you know Bret, he takes everything all sensitive, and I was like, it was a mixed thing now. Now I'm like, Bret was being a little bit of a diva too. Like, yeah, you're gonna leave the company and you want to just go out on your terms? Nah.
Yeah,
that. You're gonna go to the rival company.
So I think a lot of that though came with the whole Hulk Hogan thing, because he had some static there with Hulk Hogan, because I think there was supposed to be a match with Bret and Yokozuna, and I guess they were supposed to play an injury, or he might have actually been hurt, whatever it was. But then since he wasn't gonna be able to continue the match, Hulk Hogan comes out and saves the day, and Bret hated it. It was like nothing good to say about that dude. But I mean, I
will say the interview, the clip they play of Vince McMahon talking about it now, Vince admits it wasn't the nicest thing to do, but he also was like, I was trying to do what was best for my company. As we differed on opinion. Like, so I like the fact that he's like admitting, I'm not necessarily right, but I'm not necessarily wrong either. Bret seeing it as one way.
Looking back at it when it first happened, everyone was like, fuck Vince McMahon. Yeah. This is horrible. And that was too. Yeah, like that, you know. But like now, as you're older, and you really like think about it. It's like, you know what? No, Vince was right. It's his company. I mean, like you say, you got to think about it. Like, let's say we're Colompton, and we have a third, and that third's like, well, I don't want to do this because it's gonna look shitty on me. And I was like, well, I mean, it's kind of a thing we've always been doing, like, and if you're gonna like sit in with us, you're part of that. Well, I don't want to do it. All right, well, you know what, Steve? Let's do what's best for Colompton. Fuck that kid. And then one day that kid shows up and there's no microphone. Like, where's my mic? Oh yeah, so this is the Montreal screw job. You're out. Or as Vince McMahon would say, you're fired. Fucking, I hated that shit too.
With that though, he's such a funny owner. Like, he's great wrestling owner because he's the character too. I feel like his character was in real life. It's crazy though when I saw him in the later years of how unrecognizable he got. Pretty old.
Motherfuckers age, dude.
Aging pretty bad. Yeah, it's crazy too how much of a trooper he was when he tore both hamstrings that one time.
Wait, what's that?
He tore both hamstrings when he tried to enter the ring.
Oh, yeah.
And then he had, imagine how painful that had to have been. He played it off sitting in the ring the entire time. I've seen some clips too recently, just the Undertaker talking about some old times, and the Undertaker would seem like he would be a great Colompton podcast guest because he's sounds like a good drinker. Sounds like
you see him on Stone Cold's podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
them two drinking wine. I think we mentioned on here. That was funny. Like, Stone Cold's like, you're supposed to swirl it around. Look how it drips down. He's like, I just want to drink it.
I feel
they were like, well, it is a mighty tasty beverage.
Dude, but that's how I feel. It was like, I don't want to do that fancy shit, but it's just delicious. Like, what can I say?
Yeah, I mean, really, the only thing that matters is, all the visuals and the appreciation of smell. It's like, if you're drinking, the taste matters, and the effect matters.
Yeah, I mean,
does anything else really matter?
No.
If you can smell a bouquet.
For snobs, yeah. But for motherfuckers just trying to get trashed.
They're not drinking for the alcohol, so they might as well go drink some non-alcoholic juice. And go
Motherfuckers good at... Well, even the wine at church will get you fucked up. So, it's like... And let me tell you, when my grandparents would get the wine for church, when it was their time to do that shit, they get this good-ass bread, but then they get this cheap-ass wine. And it was like, yo... I remember when I finally stepped up to the plate. It was like, I'm not gonna drink the grape juice. I'm gonna drink this wine. And I had the wine. I was like, oh my god, I'm going back to the grape juice.
I don't know that I did the wine in church. I feel like maybe I did one time. I'm not sure, but I always thought it wasn't alcohol. I don't think I did, to be honest. I don't remember enough that I did. I just remember my church, which in this area, so they do the traditional wafer-looking one.
Yeah.
But for kids sometimes, because they had a limited supply, they'd give you like a breadcrumb. It was like it looked like a crouton, but it was soft.
That's trash.
And I was like, it was like if someone cut off the crust of the bread. That's what they gave you. And I was like, what the fuck's this? But I hated because I grew up in an old school Catholic church originally, where they put the thing in your mouth for you.
Then not.
And then I realized you could put your hand out, so I started doing that. First communion, I did put it in my mouth for me. That shit worried me out. But I remember the story of like whatever. I don't even remember what communion is actually supposed to be. But I was like, I don't feel anything different.
Yeah. I remember for my church, because we're Lutheran, which is kind of like it's like Catholicism, like super light. And I remember my pastor lived down the street from me. And I remember my grandparents were like, wanted me to do the confirmation shit and everything, which is usually done when you're like 10 or 12 or some shit. I don't fucking know. But I was like much older. And I remember going to church and I would never do communion. And it was just, I didn't want to do it. And I remember I'm sitting there talking with my pastor. And he goes, I respect the fact that you don't do the communion because you don't know what it is. And I looked and was like, yeah, that's why I don't do it.
I did the communion, and to my surprise, when I was chosen to be a godfather and they're Catholic, they were like kind of strict with the ceremony. But the person who asked me to be godfather was not strict. And I was like, and they're like, have you been confirmed? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, you have something to prove you were confirmed. I was like, I do? Then I remember I had to call my mom. I was like, do you have something that I was confirmed? She was like, you weren't confirmed. And I was like, I wasn't? What did I do? She's like, that was the communion. You were in class to do confirmation, but you didn't want to go anymore. I was like, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, because I remember I got a certificate. And wow, I don't even know where that is. I don't care either. But I remember getting a certificate for it. And I was just like, yay.
So I had moved to Colompton by the time it was the age to do the confirmation. And the class, I just wasn't feeling it. But one of the things we did was first day of class. So this had to have been when I was about 12-ish, maybe 13.
That seems about right.
And I didn't know what was happening, but the dude asks, what's your favorite band? What's your favorite song? And he goes around the room. And this time, this is when Jump Around House Pain came out. So I'm like, House Pain. And he goes like this. Really? So now I was like confused. Like, he knows what this is? Because that confused me. Didn't think that was. This wasn't right when it came out, so it was kind of like after a little bit. But then, so what he does after in our class is he turns on videos. It's like a VHS tape, like he recorded MTV.
Yeah.
So then, like, the fourth video is Jump Around. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know we were gonna have to talk about this. And then, I mean, the first scene's like the church Catholic, like the graveyard scene, and he's like, what do you think of this? And I don't know, looks cool. But then it's like,
what am I supposed to think about it?
Then lets the song play, and there's the one line, if a girl steps up and smacking her. And he literally turns to me like, so what do you think about this line? I was like, yeah, that shit's tight. No, I didn't say anything. I was like, well, I mean, it's just a bragging song. It's just like a little, I don't think the song really
is a good part.
But I don't think it meant any, like, it was just a clever little line.
I mean, that's the weird thing though. When adults try to like put you on the spot on some shit, it's like, I'm listening to a fucking song. Like, am I supposed to like have like a meaning to everything I listen to? Eat a dick.
It was funny though. After every video, we had to put our thumbs up or thumbs down if we liked it. And luckily, everyone put their thumbs up.
I mean, that was a hit at the moment though. So I mean, everybody knew it and liked it.
Also, even the message, no one had any. And he challenged me, and he, like, back then too, I didn't want to talk into a crowd, and he put me on the spot. Like, explain this. I think he went about it in a good way, but it was like, again, I just wanted to blend. I wasn't feeling that class at all, so I just wanted to blend in and get over it, get back home.
Yeah, I tell you about.
Yeah, I think he did talk about like, do you think this is good in terms of like the church?
I'm like, yeah.
There's crosses, yeah.
Like bagpipes.
They show church
crosses. Like fucking clovers. What the fuck do you want from me, dog? I tell you about when my grandfather took my Walkman. I had iced tea on. Pretty sure, like I mentioned it, and like I set it down. He puts it on, and every time a cuss word came up, he would repeat the cuss word. And he goes, interesting, and puts it down. It's like, I mean, look, man, you can't let a 12-year-old kid roam Main Street, Newark, Delaware, and find a record store. Because I'm gonna go in. I got an allowance, and tapes for what, like $7 to $10. My allowance is $15. I'm buying tapes, and they're gonna have bad words.
Remember that I think it was Tipper Gore was responsible for the parental advisory, and little did she know that just boosted sales.
You know what was
you weren't buying a rap album if it didn't say parental advisory. That was like a sign, this shit's whack.
You know what was the top song, like the number one song in that list of her band songs, the number 1 and 2 song on there?
See, it was 89. Is it the Horny?
Well, no, it was just like from 80s period, like so. It was like she was using songs from every year, just about. Nope, it wasn't Two Live Crew. They were on that list, but they weren't number 1 or 2. It was fucking Cyndi Lauper, She Bop, because it's about masturbation, and Prince's Darling Nikki, because it shit opens up with knew this girl named Nikki. Kind of say she was a sex fiend. Met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating to a magazine. He's like, Tipper, relax. You know you do it. Like, bust chill. Al's not around enough, so you got to do it. Tipper's a bitch.
No, she was, but it's funny is that shit backfired, and the albums with the parental advisory sold more.
Except for in Walmart.
It almost became a badge. Like, you had to have that. And, if you weren't cursing in hip hop, no, I don't think. I remember as a kid, I wouldn't want to see you.
Yeah, it's weird. It was very few like albums that didn't have curse words. The only one that I can remember off top would be probably MC Hammer and fucking Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, yeah. I remember Hammer tried to go gangster for a little bit.
Yeah.
Those album sales dipped. He tried.
He was like, I'm a chameleon. I'm like, no, you're not. You're a joke.
And even his gangster song was pretty popular.
What was it? Like Bumps in the Humps?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I'm so happy. I'm going to bump that to work tomorrow.
Probably one of the most embarrassing poppy songs I liked was Too Legit to Quit, but it was because of the Sports Center era, and they had like every good athlete was in that video doing the little Too Legit thing.
Well, I mean, that's the thing though too. During that era of music, it was like there were songs that like they were
that peak sports.
Like they had like a catchiness to it anyway. Doesn't necessarily mean it was a great song. It's like they just happened to hit a pitch where it's like, oh, we got you. And plus they played it so much because it was fucking hammered. So of course they're gonna play it a lot. They played everything that dude played. Like
it's funny is that era again. So what? That's 89.
Hammer.
You can't touch on whatever
that was.
On Hammer Time.
89 and 90.
Yeah. So
or 89 to like 91.
So I'm like 8 and 9, and I remember those songs. And again, I swear by this. It was like when Vanilla Ice came out. I knew of his name, but I never, for some reason, came across him. Like I wasn't quite sure what he looked like. We had a guy we went to school with that everyone's like, "Yo, he got his haircut exactly like Vanilla Ice." Like, so that's what Vanilla Ice looks like. But I never saw Vanilla Ice.
I'm gonna be honest. For the longest time, I didn't know that Vanilla Ice was white because I never seen Vanilla Ice, so I didn't connect.
I didn't know. I didn't Vanilla. Even for whatever reason too. The Ice Ice Baby song. Besides the people singing the chorus in school, I never came across that song. I don't know why.
I don't know. It's fucking trash. So
it's pretty bad. Ninja rap's even worse.
Nah, that shit is tight. So
I will say, and an old friend of ours was in town, Seth, and I wish I could have met up with him. Yeah. But I'll never forget Seth. And I doubt he listens, but if he does, he had one of the greatest possessions I've seen. He had the Ninja Rap on VHS.
Don't hate, son.
The video.
Don't
that
hate.
shit, no, that shit's
Shit is
tight.
tight.
That shit's gotta be worth some money. Who has that?
Oh,
Who bought that?
I promise you it's worth money. But
Yeah.
hold on. All right. Let's look it up.
Rap VHS.
Let's look this shit up. eBay. Because eBay,
Yo, when he
eBay got all
took
the
that
beds.
out, I couldn't believe it. Like, who has this?
All right, let me look for some numbers here. Ninja Rap, VHS. That was the first thing at the top.
It was the official music video.
Right, let's see. All right, so we got at the top right here, Vanilla Ice, Ninja Rap, VHS, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I got one person trying to sell it for $100, another person.
I mean, that's pretty good for VHS.
Huge drop off after that. Somebody's trying to sell it for $18.95, free shipping, $33.99, shipping at $3.65.
Damn, who's selling for $100?
Some Yahoo.
Seth, are you selling your video?
All right, hold on. Still VHS. Okay, this is just the cartoons. Oh, and Rap Out of This World. I don't know what the fuck any of that means. So yeah. So well, I mean, got a job that we worked at. Remember, we all got like a special, whatchamacallit, like it was only for employees only. And it's like, okay, all of us have this one trinket. And then suddenly we start seeing it pop up on eBay, like people trying to sell this shit for like $1,000, $4,000. It's like, chill, yeah. But there are lunatics out there that were fucking obsessed, like it's fucking Beanie Babies.
When they gave it to us, they're like, you'll be able to retire on this if you save it long enough.
It's somewhere upstairs. I don't know where the fuck any of that is, but I'll keep that in mind when I need to fucking buy some crack. So, all right, let's rate this beer.
We actually crushed this one.
I'm looking at the one that you just poured. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not into it.
You might.
I'm not.
It's not a.
I promise you, I'm not. Look at it.
It's a porter. We don't usually have. So it's like a Newcastle.
Looks like fucking sludge. Not really. I had Newcastle once. And it wasn't even by choice. Somebody just handed it to me. I said, what the fuck is this?
All right, so this is called Maryland, but spelled a little different. And we got Marilyn Monroe. It's not spelled like her name either. It's like a combination of her name and Maryland. And then we got an outline of Marilyn Monroe and a pink can with the Maryland flag as her hair. Art's pretty cool. So it's a American blonde ale. Haha. So the can says 5.8%, but every single thing online says it's 5.2%. So someone's lying.
I'm gonna go with the 5.8 because it's on the can.
And it's basically a blonde ale. It tastes kind of like Guinness Blonde to me. It's a blonde ale hopped with insane amounts of Galaxy and then dry hopped with Galaxy.
I don't know what none of that means.
Yeah. Galaxy is a common hop.
But I enjoyed it.
Cambridge, Maryland.
Okay.
RAR Brewing. That's it.
I enjoyed it. The 5.8 doesn't necessarily help it though.
I will say we had in our mug and we drank it quite fast.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I think the mug helped it.
For sure. Let me give it a 6.9. It's just on the cusp for me.
Yeah. I went 6.8. It's close to being recommended. The alcohol was low. And, I mean, it was tasty.
Yeah, it was really good. I fucking liked it a lot.
But I've had better American blondes, I feel like.
Like, if I were in the store, I'm not going to go looking for it. If I'm in, like, a panic and I'm like, oh, shit, and I see it, I'm going to grab it off of recognition.
The cool can, I bet a lot of girls would get the...
Motherfucker, this is like, I just smell. This is not at all up my alley. Fuck you. Look at that. That looks like the fucking oil from fucking Beverly Hillbillies, you motherfucker. Like, look at this. Nah, son. I can already tell you now. I'm about
It tastes, I mean, it's like a milkshake.
I don't like beer milkshakes.
It's not terrible.
It probably isn't for you. It's not my cup of tea.
But I hated these too. And somehow they've grown on me. I think because they tend to be a decent alcohol percentage and they're smooth. But they do have it has that coffee-ish taste.
Exactly.
Let me just say, I split the beers up. Because we review a lot. We could have done 2 like that, and I was like, nah, let me split it up.
I can tell you right now, if you would have brought 2 like this, you would have been barred from my house.
What's crazy is the way I grabbed the beers last week could have been like we would have had a moonshine episode by accident. Because the first beer I grabbed was the 15.5. The second one we haven't done yet. It'll be next week. It was a 12.5. And then the light beer that I usually end us with was 10.
I don't see a problem. Sounds like good numbers to me.
I mean, so we got 9.5. We went 5.8. So this one's going higher.
That's unfortunate.
But yeah, I thought about this. There's a method to my order, by the way.
I don't think there is.
Nah, because I was like, Dante's not gonna like this one, but maybe if I get him drunk, he'll at least taste it.
You see, you got to hit me with like a 13 in the beginning. Where
we did a 9. I mean, I didn't want to do. So we do have a 12.5 coming, but it was very similar style, unfortunately, to the 15.
Ugh.
Yeah, I thought you need a break from that. You need a week, at least a week in between of that one.
Hey, speaking of a week, so next week's the Pro Bowl, so there's no discrepancies there. We can't record because we got to watch.
I was like confused. What do we do? Pro Bowl is the worst All-Star game.
Well, I think it's even worse this year. Like,
are they doing flag yet? Because flag might be a little more interesting.
I think they're doing flag, but I think it's
better than the lineman.
It's something.
I can stand it up.
It's something really goofy though. Well, it might be Rock and Jock style, I think, which I'm in for that.
That could be better if they make a real competitive like flag football game. Like, just take away the lineman. Sorry,
I feel
you
like
guys can make the All-Star game, but we don't want to see you in the Pro Bowl. Unless you actually play the game.
I feel like more people, like more NFL players, get hurt doing like flag games.
Oh yeah, that's the thing too. It's just the injuries.
My wife is out front talking to the neighbor across the street, Sophie's friend's mom. I was like, "Oh, like just come down and be on the show, both of y'all. Let's all just fucking talk some shit. Like here, drink this shit for me and rate it."
Not bad.
I fucking hate you.
Might need a swig of our fridge beer.
Maybe. So while I'm like working up to drink this, so the Oscar nominations dropped last week. Like this isn't necessarily the platform for it, but I just wanted to bitch about the Oscars a little bit because I don't know, fuck them.
Oh, the horror thing. I think I saw your video.
So I did put up a video about that. So there is a thing that I do feel like. First off, fuck awards. Period. So when people complain about the horror category kind of getting snubbed in Oscars, it's like, why do you want to be included in that anyway? The Oscars is just a bunch of motherfuckers sitting around smelling their own farts. Like, who fucking cares? Unless Will Smith is fucking somebody up at the Oscars, I'm not interested. But I did want to. It was like I guess over the years they've like expanded like movie of the year, picture of the year, because it used to be like 4 movies or some shit. Now I think it's like 10. It's like, yo, like chill, son. like why are we even doing this now? I think the only movie that I could think of off top that I was a fan of that won like Best Picture, like was Gladiator. Like I know there are other movies that won beforehand that I grew to enjoy, like Silence of the Lambs, shit like that. But when I started to really pay attention, it was like Gladiator won. All right, cool. Maybe they are cool. And then after that, it just kind of went into like, oh, we're a bunch of snooty people smelling all farts in the room.
Yeah, I always find. I mean, I will look at reviews sometimes if I'm watching one of those free movies at home to just make sure it's not god horrible. But I tend to rely on the audience score more. Like if we look at Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score seems to be a little bit more accurate if you're to gauge whether you're gonna like it or not. If you know the critic score is at 18%, but the audience score is like 80%. It's probably all right.
Hold on.
At least entertaining for a free movie.
Let me see. Hold on, if they're still out front. They might not be. Okay. Hey, every time you move, it sets off the alarm, and it's scaring me.
Be quiet.
Cool. That's that relationship.
Fuck her.
He hung up before he said that.
No, so she called me the other day. It was like, hey, so what are these charges on Amazon? Like I was like buying mad action figures. So I was like, oh shit. I'm trying to explain. I was like, well, you be buying these shits at Target. They're like $25 at Target. I buy them on Amazon. They're like $11. Like, chill, son.
Money.
Well, she saw some figures today in the store. She was like, do you want this one? I was like, no, because it's gonna be cheap on Amazon really soon. So don't even fucking sweat it. But hold on, let me fucking pull this article back up. I guess I deleted it already. You know why? Because the Oscars don't matter. Is why. But basically, the whole point is like, fuck those guys, fuck their stupid smelly farts, and I don't even know. As I'm like looking at the list, I know like Angela Bassett was nominated for a Golden Globe and an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for Black Panther, so or Wakanda Forever. So I was like, okay, I'm in for that. I'm cool with that. But other than that, it's like, let's see here, Best Picture: All Quiet on the Western Front, Netflix; Avatar: The Way of the Water. Not shocked by that, but I haven't seen it. The Banshee of Inisherin. I don't know what that is.
Saw
Elvis, which I'm surprised that apparently that's doing. I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it next week. But apparently that movie like was really well received. It was like good for them. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Okay, no, now we're talking. I love that movie. It won't win, but I loved it. The Fabelmans, which I'm interested in that movie, but still fuck it. I think this says Tar. This is on Paramount or no Peacock right now. I'm not watching it though. It stars that one chick. Top Gun Maverick, Best Picture. Triangle of Sadness. I'm gonna avoid that. Women Talking. Oh God, why would I want to watch that? And those are the Best Pictures nominees. Best Actor in a Leading Role. Austin Butler as Elvis. Colin Farrell in Banshee of the. Is that Irish or Irish? I don't know, but some kind of Banshee movie. Brendan Fraser in The Well. I think he got really fat for that, so he should win an Oscar just for getting fat.
He's a fat boy.
Well, he was fat, but he got really, really fat for this one. But Bill Nye in Living.
Bill Nye, the science guy?
I don't know if that's Bill Nye or Bill Nye. And then Paul Mescal for After Sun. I don't know what the fuck that means. But basically all these fucking people can go fuck themselves. Except for that chick for Everything Everywhere All at Once. She's
I think that movie actually would have a chance with the Oscars because it's a little artsy. Like I could see a lot of people not liking that movie and a lot of people loving it. I love that movie, but it started off slow.
So
I love that movie.
I think the reason why it's even looked at is like people like the Academy loves A24 and it's an A24 movie. So they're like, oh, A24, put it in the conversation. I liked it a lot. If we were allowed to vote, I will vote that. Well, let's see. What were the Best Picture nominees again? I think, I would vote that out of everything. I haven't watched Elvis yet.
Yeah, I probably vote the Top Gun.
Oh yeah,
because of what I saw. I mean, Top Gun's a good movie. It's a action movie, but it's a good action movie.
Let's see here. Actress in leading role, Kate Blanchett. The one pretty chick from Knives Out. She played Marilyn Monroe, which I heard that movie was not very good. Some other name I can't pronounce. Michelle Williams from Dawson's Creek. She was in Fabelmans. I will vote for the chick from Everything Everywhere All at Once though. But again, that's really the only movie that I saw out of all
the mom or the daughter?
The mom. And then Jamie Lee Curtis got nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and the daughter actually. So
the daughter I could see. I'm surprised Jamie Lee Curtis got nominated
because it's Jamie Lee Curtis. That's all. But so they got 2 nominations for Best Supporting, but I'm always going to vote Angela Bassett because Wakanda Forever, baby. Oh shit, that drops on Wednesday. So I thought it dropped on the 20th. So I came home from work excited. I planned my day around coming home to watch Wakanda Forever because it was supposed to drop that day, and they moved it to February 1st. I got home, I was heartbroken. And I was like, yo, are you serious? So they moved to February 1st, and so it was like for Black History Month. I was like, yeah, it'll still be available in Black History Month. What the fuck are we doing here? So yeah. And I guess cinematography, best animated feature, costume design, all this dumb shit no one cares about. But
just to give awards, it's like participation trophies when you get farther. And even supporting actors is always kind of funny. It's like, so you're like the best non-main character.
Yeah, so you did the best job that didn't have like front and center role. Yeah, that was me. Like, okay, but it's like if you win an Oscar though, like in the industry, you can like name your price. Like Jared Leto won for Dallas Buyers Club, and then from that point on,
it's just like music when you get a Grammy. You just put that in your bio. It's instant credibility. Even though you look closely at some of these Grammy awards, it goes from
best spoken
album,
word,
best, it breaks down to all different types of categories. Best album, but then it's even like, it'll go into live performances, best rock performance, but then there's best rock duo performance, best single performance, and then the duo thing. Now you're splitting it up to just two people.
Yeah.
And how many people did that?
This shit is all goofy. They
should have. It would be funny if the Grammys were like best white rapper.
I mean, they could these days. But yeah, it's like when you look at like just how they even kind of list it. It's like, okay, well, if you win an Oscar, you can do anything. Awkwafina won a fucking Oscar. I can't remember for what movie, but she won an Oscar. And it's like, oh.
It's funny as I came across Awkwafina like very early on in her career when she was still a rapper, where she got that name. Because she did like Bobby Lee's podcast, and she wasn't well known at all then. And then he's always joking like, now she's too big to come back on her freaking podcast. But I think she did. But yeah, I mean, her career took off. She was in a bunch of movies. She wasn't that movie. She was in Crazy Witch,
which is funny. We just watched that again last night.
That was a good movie.
I loved it. Like my friend who's Chinese hated it. Anytime we talk about it, it's like, man, fuck that movie. It's like, God damn, Joe, chill.
Dang, I wish I could remember the term. I just wanted to say a funny little joke. I was walking around the lake with Thea the other day, and this kid drove by on a bike, and he said something like "Ni hao," and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" He was like, and she knew what it meant, but she was like, "Yeah," she thought I was Chinese. I was like, I knew it because I always joke like, "You're from China."
What was it? There was
what's up with this?
The Bray Wyatt. He's always got some crazy gimmick going on, and then there's
got a leprechaun.
That's his actual real life brother and some other get up. You remember? I don't know, like WWF, like IRS. That's his sons. So what was it called? Mike Rotunda. Yeah, I mean, it's like they're stuntmen, so they just jump off shit now. That's cool. That's like for matches like this is like, okay, well, because Bray Wyatt used to have this character called the Fiend, and basically, if you wrestle him, you're not winning the match. You're not supposed to win the match, and the match was always like the arena. They would have all the red lights on, and that's how the match was done in like the red light, and you weren't to beat him. You can't beat him. He's unbeatable. And a lot of wrestlers, he ended up getting injured and getting released. But there are a few wrestlers complaining, like after the fact. Like, I mean, basically, if you have to have, a match with him, your career kind of suffers because you're going to lose to him. You're scheduled to lose to this guy, and then where do you go from there? Like, you have to rebuild yourself. Like, Miz was on like a huge upswing. Then he had a match with Bray Wyatt as the Fiend, and then he's back to like being silly again. Seth Rollins was another one. Then he went up against Goldberg, and Goldberg was like, "I'm not losing to this guy." Goldberg's one of the few guys that right now he can kind of call his shots, and he's like, "I'm not losing to this guy because right now I'm a good guy, I'm a hero. What's it gonna look like if I lose to this guy? Like my kids are in the front row, all this bullshit." It's like, shut up, bitch, and take the check. That's how I feel about Goldberg, motherfucker. Yeah. All right.
Wait, this week we got 30 questions.
Yeah, God damn, that many. All right.
No, 13 questions.
I was like 30. Like, god damn. Yeah. Let's rate this beer. All right. Wait. Before we do the beer, I just got a message from a friend. And we were talking. So there's this pro wrestler. I think her name's Nikita Lyons. She's not in she's under the WWE umbrella, but there's NXT, which is like kind of it's another offshoot, but like a lot of those wrestlers get brought up to the main roster eventually. She's Dante friendly in a lot of Dante friendly ways. And I always send like clips of her wrestling to this one friend, and like we were like going back and forth. I was like, dude, like, I'm willing to like be in a toxic relationship with this chick. Like when I say toxic, I mean like fighting, screaming, arguing, like being really fucking destructive and hateful, having like fucking a bunch of kids, just being shitty parents. I'm willing to do this for her. Like she's the kind of chick that I'm like, I'm willing to fucking get into like a scuffle with her, like and just like fall to the floor, and then afterward like kind of grab her like, yo, Nikita, calm down, and right there on the fucking TGI Fridays floor, fuck, like just in front of everyone, like I'm down. So then, like as we're like going back and forth about this, he goes, so that's your one? I was like, yeah, that's the one, because it's impossible, it will never happen. I mean, BJJ Wiki does have that popularity though, son, under 1,000. But I was like, look, if we had like a purge type deal, 12 hours, I was like, that's the one. He was like, yeah, but like that would ruin your marriage. I was like, no, because in the purge, at 7 a.m. the next day, all is forgiven. Like, you can't go back to that. You can't turn back. Because like in the purge, when you kill somebody, they can't like come at you like the day after the purge, like, yo, you're under arrest, yo. Like, nah, son, all's forgiven. Just like if I bang Nikita.
I don't think that was the purge, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can do whatever.
Yeah, you can do whatever. You can kill, you can fucking rob, you can do horrible shit. And once 7 a.m. hit, because in the first one, when the neighbors broke into the house because they hated Ethan Hawke because they had this fucking security system, and like basically they were benefiting from people's fear. So when the opportunity arose, the neighbors broke into the house, and I think Ethan Hawke ended up dying. Spoiler alert, but it's been out long enough. You motherfuckers should know. Doesn't matter if you don't. But the wife, who was in Game of Thrones, the redhead, and not the little girl, but like the fucking mean bitch in Game of Thrones. She basically had everybody sitting at the table. She had a gun on all of them. It was like, sit down. And it's like the sun's up now. It's not quite 7 o'clock yet. It's like 6:50. And one of the neighbors went to grab like a knife or a gun or something. And she smacked the shit out of her with the fucking butt of the gun and broke her nose. And she was like, no more killing. And then it's like, after the horn went off, it was like, now get the fuck out of here. And everybody has to go home and act like all is cool. That's a weird thing. Like, be killing motherfuckers the night before. Like, if you try to kill your neighbor, then the next day you gotta act like that shit is cool. Like, so you're trying to come to the kid's birthday party next week? Like, what the fuck is that, yo? But if it's like the purge with fucking, though, like, you can fuck any, like, celebrity or some shit, I'm down for that. Because that one chicken wrestler, who's this chick? Oh, this chick. She's cute. I think that's Undertaker's wife, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I know he's married. I'm pretty sure that's his wife, Michelle McCool. Because so it's the Women's Royal Rumble. Well, not this. This is a women's title match, which I like her too, Alexa Bliss, and this chick too. I like them both. So they'll be on my fuck purge too. But I think like during the Women's Royal Rumble, her name came up, and she's sitting in the front row with her kids, and she's like looking shocked and like climbs over to things like, and they're like, this is something we've never seen before. Can they do that? Like, shut the fuck up, you dumb fucks. But I'm not sure where I was going with any of this.
So, you just got, anyway, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to bang that one
So
chick.
and
these two chicks. I think
your list would grow if you just kept going.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the WWE chicks, I'm down for. I like her a lot. She's really cute.
Which one?
The white chick.
Shut up.
Well, no, the black chick. Oh, I love her. Like, she's like a power lifter. Oh, I like her a lot. Like, if she wanted to like body slam me and throw me like out a window.
That hair's too long, bro. I'd be so.
It's not real.
Like, oh well, yeah.
Yeah, it's not real.
But I'd be like, yeah, I know that should get me a butt crack.
Well, I mean, ew.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Well, it's not real, so I'm not really worried about it.
It still gets there.
I mean,
let her swing it around and hit you in the eye. You got a pink eye.
For her, I'll take it. She's cute. She a cutie pie. Oh, I thought she was going somewhere else with that.
Yo, sometimes the girl wrestling is so funny.
No.
She just did a punch way too late. She wasn't there anymore.
So, yeah, those matches be great. There's a WrestleMania match with Trish Stratus and Mickie James. Yeah, Mickie James. And it was like Mickie James was supposed to be like a crazy fan, a stalker. And in the WrestleMania match, she grabs her by a cooch. And I don't know if she knew that was going to happen. I don't know, but like Trish Stratus' face was like, yo, what the fuck? And I love watching it every time because I only think like, yo, I bet backstage they're gonna do it. Oh yeah, that's trash. That kind of looks like it might hurt a little, but now it doesn't. It's trash. Trash. But either way, they're both cutie pies. And if they wanted to like do purge type shit to me, I'm down. I'm like completely down for it. All right, so let's rate the beer.
Yeah, we got the beer. We got 13 questions. Oh, I got them one movie, but we'll do the beer first.
Yeah.
Yo, by the way, so I poured a little of the what was it called?
I don't know.
It was the 15%.
That's all it was. I felt like it was more.
Yo, it tastes like it's way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we rated. Well, no, you gave it a 5.8. I think I was friendly and gave it like a 6.8 because of the alcohol percentage.
Yeah.
I think if I reevaluate it, because we just drank a similar style beer before this, that was way better than this.
Oh yeah. Like, well, this one, look.
What was it called? It was called like Anchor. Oh, there you go. Huge Archer.
Gross. Gross.
All right, so this one's called Dark Anger.
Anchor.
I do like the can, but I don't like the color of the can. I like anchors.
Of course you do, you fucking child.
By Heavy Seas Beer, Howthorpe, Maryland. It's an English porter. We haven't done many of those. It says it's rich but balanced. Its toasty malts and earthy English hops will warm up to the coldest of waters.
Gross. Bitch ass choke.
I do taste some earthiness. There's some dirt taste in there.
I definitely taste dirt.
But yeah, it's kind of like a stout, similar. It's got a coffee taste. 6.8 though. It's not hateful.
Yo, see that mean look there? I'm in for the mean look. I want her to be mean to me. Like, I want her to like stab me. I don't know if that's too far.
I didn't realize we had more of this left.
Trust me, I did.
Drink the rest of my huge anchor.
You look like you're hurting right now.
Yeah.
You look like you're in a lot of pain.
A shot of a cheap tequila and a shot of huge anchor. I don't know which I prefer.
Oh, I would take the tequila just because of the effect. Yeah, I know where it's
more alcohol.
Yeah. Like taking the other that beer, a shot of that.
It tastes like hay.
Ew.
The huge anchor taste. I'm tasting a strong taste of what I would assume. I don't think I've had hay in my life, but I think that's what I would assume hay tastes like.
I just realized that white chick is super pale. I think she just dropped down a couple points.
I thought you liked the super pale.
No, not really. No.
No.
Not my cup of tea.
Oh.
Like I like a little olive to it, a little earth tone.
Earth tone like this beer. You like the earthy English hops?
I'm just saying shit now. I mean, I go up to New England. I go up to New England for like a fuck purge and see what that's like. That might get weird because like the Salem witch trials and shit. So you got witches up there.
I want to actually go to Boston. I want to see what it's like.
Yeah, you're fine to go up there. No,
no, they don't.
No, they don't.
The Celtics are pretty good. I feel like they.
No, they don't.
They got a good fan base. They gotta be a little open.
No.
So you're saying Jason Tatum hates playing there?
He's getting paid. If they win, yeah, they're happy, but they're not chilling with him. Like they're not like, oh yeah.
So I will say this, yeah. What's up with the? It's weird how we can't do any Indian names or anything, but you could just have a leprechaun as your mascot. That's kind of stereotypical. More so, not that one. The Celtics isn't so bad, but the Fighting Irish one, leprechaun, that's pretty. I mean, I don't want to get rid of it.
Isn't Notre Dame? Isn't Notre Dame in like France?
And it's a Catholic school too.
It's all fucking stupid.
But yeah, so I mean, who would want to get rid of the Fighting Leprechaun? That's a classic logo.
Well, I mean,
but
what about
and then where the Indians had to change their name, Washington had to change their name.
The Chiefs,
but then there's a lot of memes come out today of like Washington and Cleveland looking at the Chiefs stadium when they're doing the tomahawk chop. Like, okay, yeah. It was that kid looking like,
Like,
oh, you can do it, but we can't.
Yeah, well, no. Like as soon as they made them change the names, I was like, so what about the Braves? And I'm a Braves fan. I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. I was like, so they're not gonna make the Braves change? Because I feel like I feel like those are two very like fucked up names. But it's okay.
I guess that's not derogatory, but the whole tomahawk.
I think the Braves. I think Braves is. And in the Chicago Blackhawks, come on, down. Like, what are we doing? It's fucked up. But I know, like the Seminoles, the Florida State Seminoles. I guess they talked to like the leader or some shit.
Yeah, they're actual nice tribes, but even still, it's like I don't know. Sports is funny.
Yeah, it's fucking goofy. All right, so let's rate
If you're
this
a big
week.
enough franchise, you're straight.
Like, yeah, if you're winning championships, we're like, go ahead, keep winning.
Boston, y'all won like 15. We can't change your name. Notre Dame, y'all are super fans. We can't have it. You got the drunken fighting leprechaun. That's a stereotype of Irish people that drink and fight. It's cool.
Yeah, there's like just.
But also, no Irish people is offended by it.
No,
well, I'm sure there is.
I've heard one person complain, but they weren't really complaining. They're just like pointing out the hypocrisy. And I was like, all right, shut up. Like,
I think Irish people actually wear that as a badge.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yes, that's weird. Us. That was a terrible Irish accent.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's us. Like, yeah, like we'll do it. Like, it's all of us. And it's like, are you sure? Like, yes. I was like, okay, well, let's go. But yeah, dude, yeah, I can't get over how pale she is. Every time like they show her back, I'm like, ugh. She's still like pretty, but like super pale.
So I have gone to wrestling matches, by the way, and I do like it, but I find it funny the ones that are like, our age in the front row and just like super into pointing.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's scripted. Like, I've watched this like for like these events. Like, I'll put on like Monday Night Raw just in the background, but like, I remember going over to my buddy's house and watching like WrestleMania and shit, and I would just point out, like, because they'll do a lot of jiu-jitsu stuff. I'm like, that's not hurting him. Like, he's doing it safely, and he eventually started kind of getting annoyed, just stopped inviting me over. I was like, well, fuck you. I'm just gonna go get the network myself and watch it, and then sit at home and point out, that's fake. But yeah. So yeah, the one dude Bray Wyatt, who just had the fucking glow in the dark match, before he got released, like, she was like under his hold.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I still remember the little cutaways they do to the weird imagery.
Yeah, so I guess the story is like trying to pull her back in. Which, when they brought her in, I liked her even more because it's like, I like me a crazy, like, cute chick, like someone that might stab you for real. Like, I don't want to get stabbed, but I'd be willing to like kind of fight a knife attack off from her. I'd be okay with that.
You fight the knife off and you start doing it.
Oh fuck yeah, on the fucking TGI Fridays floor. Yeah, right there, not even under the table, like right in the walk aisle. Like when someone's bringing another family out their fucking food, they're coming out to do the happy birthday song. You're just fucking right there on the floor in front of them. Sign me up, son. I wouldn't do it on the Waffle House floor because, like, I don't know what's on that floor. Like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, for sure, blood, syphilis, like it's fucked. All right.
I've only been to a Waffle House once, actually.
I went when I was a kid, and it seemed straight.
I remember being pumped. Like, I've never been here, and then I walked in and was like, oh yeah, I see why I'm not here.
You only go there for the fights. You don't go there for the food.
It's like a dude that's like 50 years old. Doesn't want to be there cooking your food. Mad that he got to order.
Well,
what the fuck? They ordered this many shit.
Well, that's how I was at one of our old jobs. Like, anytime I was back there, order came, it was like, fuck.
Yeah, the closing at restaurants, when you order the last half hour, everyone's like, fuck.
Gross. All right, back to rating this beer that we keep skipping.
Dark Anchor, heavy beers, Hellthorpe, Maryland, English Porter, well balanced apparently.
It's not.
6.8.
Not hateful. All right. So
it's got that typical. It's a porter, which is similar to a stout.
So I will say this: after drinking a little bit that I had, it was smooth. I still don't like it, but it is smooth.
Yeah.
Now 6.8 helps a little bit.
I would be able to drink this because of the smoothness.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily enjoy it, but I would enjoy this 0.8%. I just drank that 15% in between this.
That's
and it made me realize how bad. And I gave that a 6.8. I should have went way lower. The taste of that is terrible.
Well, so thinking back to that is affecting my score for this.
Drink that as a shot.
No.
You can do it.
Oh, well, that's what
there's no other way to drink it.
Yeah.
For now on. Like,
it's fucking gross. Well, I'm not gonna drink. If I'm gonna take a shot, I'm going all in with fucking whatever else is.
But to get rid of that, I'm gonna drink it as shots.
I appreciate you. You're doing this for the team. I appreciate you, son. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give it a 6-3.
Okay. I
because
went 6-6.
If you hand this to me at a party, I'm not gonna be amused, but I will drink it. I'm gonna bitch and complain the entire time.
I think that gives it a 6.45, which is regular chicken. Because
yeah,
I think if you had to drink a few of these, even you'd be feeling pretty nice. Like, oh.
I would say
it's smooth. So
if you drink 2.5 of these, you're in a good spot. Like just casually.
Each sip, you're kind of be like. Sometimes, to be honest, I like a little pain with my drink.
So I like a little pain with like my cute girls. So. Like, for that, I'm okay. Now, with my drinks, not so much.
A little bit sometimes. If it's strong.
It's fucking demented.
Man, I mean, you don't want it to taste like the best thing ever. When it's
no.
So strong.
No. I want a reminder of, like, you can't drink this all the time, but I don't want it to taste like fucking dog
like
shit.
Poison, but I could drink a little poison.
Like daiquiris.
All right, before we get to Bear's question, I got a movie.
Well, bitch, I got a movie, too.
Let's do our movies. You want to go first or second?
You fucking talk about your bitch ass movie.
It was called 13, but not the 13 with all the teenagers and the sex.
I know.
Whatever.
It's fucking creepy. Gross.
We can't talk about it now, but back in the day it was creepy.
Like R. Kelly shit.
No.
Well, yeah, when we were younger, it's like, I mean, I guess.
That movie was a while ago now, right?
Yeah.
But no, that was like kind of like Kids, wasn't it?
So
like,
Kids was like,
more extreme. But
Kids was like, what, 90 in 95?
13 showed like the girl. I barely remember. I know we were young. I remember 13 was a big deal, the teenager one.
Yeah.
So this is 13, and it's named after a movie. It's a remake of 13. I'm gonna say it's Zemetti, but it's TZ. So Zemetti probably.
Yeah, Zemetti.
TZ. Yeah.
Learn to read fucking words.
Star-wise, it actually had some decent actors: Mickey Rourke, Jason Statham, Sam Riley, Ray Winstone, and the great 50 Cent is in this movie. So the movie takes place as this kid, his father gets in a pretty serious accident, doesn't have tons of money. He has like some insurance policies out, and the dad's kind of like in the mindset of like, you should have let me die, because I worked so hard to pay for the house, do this, we have insurance, y'all will be taken care of if I die. And instead, they're fighting to keep him alive, and by doing so, I think they had to put the house up, something along those lines. So now the family's like, the oldest son's kind of like, I need to get some money to save my father and save my family. He's doing some housework for a family.
Oh, look, another cutie pie.
He overhears someone he's doing just some building type stuff at the house. He overhears this father or the male of the house. He's an alcoholic, but he talks about something like, yo, I'm about to get paid if I do this, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, he was like a heroin, some kind of hard drug addict. Dies by overdosing. But the kid had witnessed him talk about this envelope. So he looks at the envelope, and it's basically like some kind of like invitation, show up here, we'll give you instructions, call this number. He decides to take it because he heard the guy say like he's going to get paid doing it, and his family's in desperate need of money. He does it. Basically what ends up being, it's almost like a Squid Game type scenario. It's a bunch of...
You know what? I remember, I know exactly what fucking movie you're talking about. As you go there, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Squid Game's got this. I don't know if Squid Game's copied it directly, but it was like, this is before Squid Game. It's pretty similar. It
was like, I don't know, like he had to like eat a fly or some bullshit.
No, he didn't have to do that.
So I think that was in the original one. It was killed his fly, and then now that you killed the fly, now eat it.
So in this one, there's all these people with numbers, and his number, the main character's number is 13. Why the movie's called 13?
Yeah.
But basically, it's not like Squid Games in that there's different games. It's the same game over and over. But basically, they're at this house. It's a bunch of rich people betting on the contestants.
Yeah.
And so the first round is you have a 6-chamber gun. Everyone puts one bullet in. You have to hold your gun straight up, spin it until they say stop, and then everyone points it at the person in front of them, shoots. That eliminates 1 out of 6 people, and it keeps going until it gets down to. And each round they add a bullet. So now round 2's got 2 out of 6. Round 3's got 3 out of 6. Basically gets down to the last people. The main character kind of ends up winning, but he wins a lot of money. They give him a lot of money, and now he's got to head home with it. Jason Statham's character bet a whole lot of money on the wrong person, and Jason Statham's character bet on his brother, by the way, who his brother has won several times this event. Yeah, pretty crazy movie. It's a little stressful, to be honest. When you're watching, it's like, yo, if you put yourself in that situation, and the kid does not want to kill someone. He also doesn't want to be killed. But there's no, getting out of it.
I do remember watching this one. The original was called 13 Game of Death. And the ending was slightly different than this. Well, actually drastically different than this. But I remember watching the original, and then watching this version too. Because I remember I watched this version because it was like, oh, I've already seen this before. And someone was like, wait a minute, no, this is different because these are Americans, or these aren't Asians. What? I watched it. It was solid. It's fun. It's a good movie. I mean,
yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I like the movie. It's friggin', it's stressful. You're like, if you could easily put yourself in that situation the way that it's acted out. I mean, Mickey Rourke, this other dude, the main character. I mean, you are sweating when you're the contestant. I mean, if you can imagine, the odds are a little bit in your favor that you're gonna live, but then, I mean, at the same time, you also don't want to be really the person responsible for killing someone. But
better than Mimi.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they are sweating.
I want to point out one other thing with the women's wrestlers. I haven't seen a fucking titty pop out in a long time, and that I'm starting to get really kind of fucking annoyed by that. It used to be a common thing in the Attitude Era where a titty pops out at least once a month. I haven't seen a wrestling titty in a long time. But Ric Flair's daughter, I guess she got hacked and she got fake boobs. They don't really look that good. She's all muscular and shit. I don't mind a chick that might be able to fuck me up, but hers looks all fucked up. She looks a little suspect.
I don't like those.
And she got a flat ass too.
Like China.
All right. So
ready for these 13 questions?
No, bitch, I'm ready to talk about my movie. See, you just disregarded me. I was about to say something really fucked up, but I'm not gonna do it.
I remember.
Hey, you ain't gonna be treating me this way in fucking February, all right? It's my month. It's my birthday. So you motherfuckers
Where's
try.
Our month?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you. It's my birthday month, bitch. So I watched Megan, the movie with the little android.
Because I have the movie pass thing at theaters. I kind of want that looked to be the best option.
It's a fun watch, because it's in that realism of AI, that shit. You get kind of worried. And it's really a matter of the way the game or the movie is played out. I don't want to tell too much to kind of spoil it, but it's one of those movies where you can know the details and still fucking enjoy it. So basically, there's a little girl in the movie, which she's been in so many movies. Because I was I recognize this kid. Then I went and looked at her filmography. I was yo, she's been in a lot of fucking horror movies. This little kid. Her parents die, and her aunt ends up getting custody. Her aunt is a toy designer, and she's got a deadline. There's another toy that she has to put out by Friday or some shit. But she's like, look, we've been working hard on this thing here. And it turns out that it's the Megan doll.
Yeah, it's like a protocol, right?
Yeah. So her niece basically is the kind of guinea pig for it. And, there is kind of a point made at some points, basically the niece should have been kind of attaching to the aunt since she just lost her parents, but instead she got attached to this android. But it goes horribly wrong because it becomes self-aware. Like, and the funny thing is, with this movie, we went back and rewatched iRobot with the Fresh Prince, and I know it's dated. I mean, it came out fucking 19 years ago. For the time, it was solid, but I mean, it didn't age very well, especially after watching Megan and seeing where AI could go. Because I don't think iRobot was even about AI. It was just about robots and like shit like that. There was an overarching AI, but that AI controlled a bunch of other robots. Whereas Megan, she's like one robot and she can tap into everything. Um, but basically, it's kind of the same ideal with any of these movies where you have AI and it's like, look, what's the biggest threat to humans? Well, humans are. I gotta fucking kill y'all then, because y'all are the biggest threat. It's not to that full extreme, but she's basically telling the little girl, like, look, I will protect you from it. Was the aunt even says, like, Megan, you're to protect her from everything, physically and emotionally. And with her parents having just died, you know, she's looking out and she can like analyze like emotions and feelings and everything, what's going on with you, so she knows just what to say. She's singing Rihanna songs to the girl. She's like really got this girl attached to her. I will tell one scene that it's again not spoilery. It's spoilery in the scene, but it doesn't ruin anything. But the girl goes on a trip or some shit, and she's like, can I bring Megan? Aunt's like no, fuck out of here. Like, just fucking go on the trip. Like go to the thing. She, like, spoiler alert, she brings fucking Megan with her. Megan's in the car, but Megan's like self-aware. So Megan's like, fuck this, let me out of this fucking car. So the little girl gets paired up with this one kid who's kind of big for his age. Looks like he probably failed like all his grades like a lot of time. This little motherfucker, like he probably got a couple kids himself. Um, he's a mean kid. Like, so she picks up something, whatever, chestnut or some shit, I don't know, the one with the spikies. And he's like, oh, here, look at this. Like, she puts it in her hand, and then he squeezes her hand on the spikes. So she's like, screams in pain, and then like the camera kind of pans, and Megan's like right there, off to the side, and he's like, what the fuck is that? So he walks over to it, like, flicks its nose, no reaction. It picks it up. Little girl's like, no, stop. Like, don't hurt her. And he's like, shut the fuck up. Goes over, throws the doll to the ground. And this says a whole lot about this little fucking kid. He like mounts it, slaps it, and then just starts hitting it like I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid, yo? Like, that little motherfucker needs therapy. But then, like, as he goes to throw another punch, she catches his arm and then pulls his ear. It was like, like just rips his ear fucking clean off. And he stands up. And you see this in the trailer. And she's like, yeah, you should probably run now. And he takes off running, and then she does like, and that's actually a kid doing that like fucking run, like that bear crawl run. Because our kids at jiu-jitsu do that shit. When they say bear crawls, little kids be lapping me and shit, like, fuck you, so I trip them. Make them fucking fall on their face. They're like resilient. They'll fall down on their face and fucking recover like immediately, so fuck them. But anyhow, the fucking boy takes off running, he trips, falls, dies. It's pretty fucking funny. Because he was a shit. But basically, it's one of those movies where it really makes you start thinking. It's like, should we be fucking with AI?
No, I know we should.
It's
because right now, computers can calculate better than us. We can enter the formula, but we couldn't probably come up with the accurate answer ourselves on some complicated shit.
No.
Like, it would take us, whatever, years to do, but I mean, you program it right. And program it's easier than sometimes solving the formula. But that shit doesn't have emotion. The chess program was able to beat the best chess person.
Yeah, easily.
They're able to now, they can calculate infinite amount of moves instantly and decide the right move. So we make AI too smart, and you make it somehow able to think of like they need to survive.
Yeah. Well, have you seen Prometheus?
I believe so.
I haven't, but I know about it. Like, basically, the android in there, like, he asked a question. He starts to really ask questions like, well, who created me? Like, well, scientists, and this. who created you? And because now he's starting to wonder. It's like, so eventually gets in his head like, well, if I'm me and I can do all this, we don't need you. I can just kill you, get rid of you, and then keep moving on. And I can make more of me. Like, it's like you get into these weird areas where it's like, it's almost like having an old computer or fucking having a new computer. When you had a computer before and there's no Wi-Fi, you couldn't connect to the internet. It's just a typewriter. Like, whereas now you get a computer and these shits immediately like connect the shit, and it's like, oh shit. Like,
yeah, there was the Joe Rogan episode with Tesla's dude.
Elon Musk.
He's talking about we're basically androids already.
Yeah.
It's just our phones out here. But what's next is going to be our phones will be a chip in our head. So then, if that's the case, then we're going to be able to access information in our head. Like, so if you're taking a test, we'd be able to look up on the internet and get the answer to everything. So then it's like, I always wonder, if we get to the point like that, then like job interview is stupid because we're all going to be able to figure out how to do everything. You just Google how to do everything.
Well, that's the whole thing with his Neuralink. He wants like basically like we don't have to. He's like, with Neuralink you won't even have to talk to communicate, and it's like, I don't really like that.
Yeah, I don't like that idea.
Like, how would my podcast
like,
work?
FaceTime, and then I'm wondering, like, can you like see what I'm thinking? Like, can I project my thoughts into your
Look, man, when I'm jerking off, you don't want to be in there. Like it gets gnarly.
Like, what's up with all these transgender people?
Nah, they don't get that gnarly. Fucking relax, son. Plus chills. But it be getting kind of wild up there. Sometimes after I'm done, like that post nut clarity. I'm like, ugh, you fucking monster.
Shame, Joe.
Yeah, it's like I go take a fucking cold shower. I'm like sitting there crying, like, why?
Yeah, but I mean, imagine a computer army, and they're equipped with the best war strategies. Humans make error. They're going to be doing all their shit off calculations, and also not have human emotion. So
yeah, they don't care.
Go against the freaking computer army.
Yeah, they will have no remorse.
Yo, their aim's gonna be perfect.
Well, what was it? Nice.
Their aim's gonna be like. Shh.
Well, that's also the thing too. There was I don't remember how long ago, but it was fairly recent where they had like the two AI programs created their own language and started talking to each other. It's like, nope, we can't have that. Like, we got to stop these motherfuckers now.
There's a certain point where we don't need technology to be so advanced.
But I think that's the problem though with humans, is that
keep progressing.
Yeah, well, it's just like fucking phones. It's like, oh, I got this phone. What more can it do? I don't know.
Finally, sales have slowed recently because the amount a phone could do from generation to generation was huge for a while. But now we're at the point where it's slowed down dramatically. So now, like Apple and Microsoft, their sales on like new computers, new phones aren't so good. It's because, as of right now, the next phone isn't significant enough different. But I bet you the next phone eventually is going to be the chip in your head. If you don't get it, you're going to be behind everyone else that's being there to download freaking information right away.
I'll be alright.
It'll be like the Matrix.
I mean,
how do I do this shit? But imagine school, and then job interviews. That's what I think. Just like, you know how to do this? Like, and remember when Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan? It looked like he was downloading information sometimes because he just did like this, and then he'd come up with this really well thought answer. And I'm like, you already have the chip. Because you look like you just downloaded some stuff from the internet.
I think that's the thing though too with like fucking really, really, really bright individuals where it's like a question's asked to him and it's like he took his time to think before he answered.
He literally said the only thing that's slowing us down from being a complete android is the fact we're holding in our hand.
Yeah.
So it just got to be here. He's like, the technology's already there. So I wouldn't doubt if he already has it.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's been working on the Neuralink for a few years now. So, I mean, with him even saying that, it's something that he knows the ideal to. It's like, look, we just got to get this into your head. And it's like, who's going to be the first? I think they're talking about the people, kind of the test subjects would be like people with like, brain, damage and deficiencies. The first, see if you can smooth that out. If you can smooth that out, then the next step is to enhance where you smooth out. And then the next step from there is then like get a test subject with a seemingly normal brain, I guess, for lack of a better term. Anything that doesn't have any kind of, damage. And then you go from there, and it's like, man, I'm not in for that. I'm not down.
Yeah, there's some technology I'm not for. Like, one is the cameras are everywhere in the cities. So it's just like, you think you're walking along the city in private, you could probably hear your conversations clear as day.
No, I'm sure.
You go pee on the front side, or they got you.
I'm all right with that.
And then they got
I want them to see.
Newest cars now it's basically like the black box. They know when they're speeding.
Well, I think there was something they said like
they're recording everything you're doing in your car now.
Most cars made after 2011 can be controlled by external force.
That and just saying, like, if you got in an accident, they're now allowed to investigate on what you did. They know the exact speed you're doing and where you're doing it.
They know if you're getting hit while driving, like Tony Soprano, and like you swerve off the road. Now, to be fair, Adriano was not giving him head. Christopher thought that, but that's not true.
My car would tell me, like, it was like, yo, put your hands on the wheel. Oh, shit.
Like, well, bitch, fuck you. That's what I said.
You're right, but calm down.
So basically, yeah, I would recommend that movie. I liked it a lot. we bought it. We did the early access, and I think early access is like 25. So I went ahead and bought it because if you rent it, it's 20. If you buy it, it's $5 more. So I was like, fuck it, because I knew I was going to watch it more than once. So I think I've watched it 4 times now.
Was looking quite terrified on the preview. It's funny, I never saw her get more scared in the preview for Smile. Which those smiles do look creepy as hell.
Like, the funny thing is, Smile was enjoyable enough.
She was screaming in the trailer. Like, I want to see it, but I couldn't talk her into that.
You'll be fine. Just trick her into it. Just put it on. Just turn it like, oh, next time she comes over, I'm just going to turn it on.
Oh, she'll be screaming. It'll be awesome.
I know. Do it. It's happening. I got to make sure it's still available. Like, even if it's not available, I will buy it. I will rent. I will do whatever. And I'm not even going to say shit. I'm just going to turn it on. And like, but she'll be on the phone. We just got to wait for her to look up once.
Oh, she'll look up once. Yeah. That's all. I mean, the preview.
I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it right on one of the Smiles too and just wait for her. Like, come on. But yeah, like, I definitely recommend this movie. It's fun. It's not a perfect movie, but it is one of those movies that make you think. It makes you kind of start to wonder about that shit if you haven't already been thinking, which I'm always thinking about that shit. I'm terrified. So yeah, let's jump to these questions.
We got Chef B. Layouts. I don't know what I said B.
I think I got
Chef Bear.
I had a piss.
13 random questions.
I'm a fucking power through.
And I have not seen these. What's your favorite cuisine?
I mean, cuisine.
Would that be like Chinese?
I was gonna say, yeah. Come on, like she didn't spell cuisine right. I bet.
She did.
I'm sure. Oh, I don't know. Lean cuisine.
I think cuisines are pretty good for what they are.
That's my final answer.
Favorite cuisine? American?
Yeah, I mean, cheeseburger. Yeah.
Is American cuisine like hamburgers, hot dogs? I feel like pizza got to be American cuisine.
Yeah, for sure.
People say it's Italian,
not the way we have it.
Yeah. I say American. What's a bad habit you had that you've been able to overcome?
Biting my nails.
I guess like my thumb.
Gross. But same department.
What are your top 5 items on your bucket list? Top 5? Damn. That's
relax. Let's go 2.
I was gonna say, I don't think I have 5.
Calm down. Like, relax, man. Like, this is supposed to only be a 2-hour podcast. We're already at 2 hours and 8 minutes. Chill.
2.
So let's do 2. 2 might be a struggle for me.
Yeah.
I don't really have a bucket list. For me, I would say I don't want to go to Disney personally, but like I know my family does, and I like seeing them smile and be happy. So going to Disney with the kid and my wife, for sure. And Probably, I got friends in Europe that I really want to visit. So probably just kind of trekking through Europe and seeing a few of those friends. I got friends in Spain, Sweden, England, Germany. So I want to go and see those cats. Don't and hey, any of my friends in California, I love the fuck out of y'all. But I'm gonna get to y'all. That like, y'all are easier to get to because y'all are here in the continental USA. I like Europe is more of a like it may never happen, but it's on that list. I'm gonna see you motherfuckers. But y'all come see me too. Come be on the show, man. Well, I see you.
I see this top. I mean, the top five. I don't know because I'm not thought about it. But I'm gonna say a short answer would be travel to either Hong Kong or Japan. I feel like would be cool. And then
My
Europe.
buddy just came back
Europe.
from Hong Kong.
Somewhere in Europe would also be cool. So I'll just go with those two.
Let's go with a Colompton trip over to Europe. What's up?
Let's do it.
I'm about to come into a bunch of money.
I feel
Let's
like
make it
they're the
Not-
pubs in Europe. I feel like would be fun as hell.
Yeah, but like this shit is like warm. It's not even like cold beer.
Good stuff.
I mean, yeah, it'll still be fun. We'll make it work.
Good
But,
shot.
oh,
What is your strangest gift you've ever received? Oh, I know mine.
strangest gift I've ever received? I don't know, to be honest. I can't at all think of anything that's like bizarre or strange.
I mean to call like anyone out and thank you for the gift, but an alligator head?
Man, I'd appreciate the fuck out of that. Fuck y'all.
Know what to get you for your birthday?
Don't even try it. I'm just gonna give it to Sophie.
I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
Oh yeah, she'll have a blast with it.
Hey.
First she'll go, "Ugh," and then
wait,
she'll play.
Let
with
me
it.
say I appreciate the alligator head and that I use this for pranks quite often and it works.
It's the
every
gift
time.
that keeps on giving.
It works all the time. Bea is terrified of this head. No matter how many times I do it, she'll be like, "That doesn't work anymore." Oh, really? It works every time. Would you rather go to an amusement park or a water park? They're kind of same. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a difference.
There's a
big
difference, but
I think I know mine.
I don't. I mean, I'm gonna say amusement park since I want to take the kid to Disney World. I'm not getting on no rides though.
I would say water park. I like the water rides better.
I'm black. I can't really swim like that. I mean, I can fuck around a little bit, but I can't. Like, I ain't gonna drown for sure. But I'm not really fucking around in the water. Like, hey, let's go splash. You know, fuck you.
What's your most embarrassing moment in grade school?
I don't know, man. Like, embarrassment isn't really a thing for me. I'm not saying like I can't be embarrassed, but it's very tough because I just don't give a fuck what many people think. Ugh. Well, you know what? Spelling bee, third grade spelling bee, because I thought I was the shit. I was so I was the first person to go. They just explained the instructions extremely clear. Any like proper nouns, like names or anything, you have to say capital, and then the letter. Anything like that. You have to be very clear about that. I was the first person up, and the word that I got was the name of the school. Proud as shit, I spelled it out. I did not say capital S. They said that is incorrect. I'm eliminated on the first word. I cried right there on stage. I was like, holy shit. Now, I did come back and win it 2 years later in the 5th grade. Eat a bag of dicks. I'm a fucking champ, son. But that 3rd grade one, nah, son, that hurt. Like, that really hurt. Fuck y'all.
Mine in grade school, so I'm assuming that's elementary. The 4th grade talent show that apparently there's a video of.
Oh.
I was new to Colombia. The only reason I know this for a fact, the only reason we made the talent show was because the other 2 people in my group were like the class president and the vice president, and the teacher literally said, "You guys are only getting in this because you guys gotta improve though." But we lip synced, and none of us had any music back then. To "Born in the USA" by Bruce Springsteen, which is one we didn't even know back then. That wasn't even a song pro America.
I think there's still people today that don't know that song's not pro-America.
It was a lack of options why we chose that song. And then, so we had our old basketball friend on a keyboard that was the size of this, like this. playing it like Stevie Wonder, by the way, like he's blind and doing the head movements. I'm playing a broken string acoustic guitar because my dad found out I was using an electric guitar. I was like, nah, I'm not having that. So I had to use my mom's acoustic guitar with it had a broken string in it, and then we had your old next door neighbor, the singer, and he literally was told by the teacher, though, I'll give him this credit, it wasn't his fault, told him to like clap side to side as he's singing it. That song doesn't go like that.
I cannot, like, I'm trying to even envision that.
So, and this is around the time Back to the Future came out. So I'm playing the guitar like Marty McFly was doing the whole. Remember he was doing the skip with his leg. I'm doing like freaking also. What's the band? AC/DC.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing that shit. To Born in the USA. That doesn't. I will say this though. I was brand new to school. The girls loved me afterwards. I got asked out. On 3 notes, but at the time I wasn't ready for girls yet. I was too scared and I cried.
Yeah.
But if I heard someone saw us in high school, I didn't see it. Thank God. That has to look so bad. Like we had to have been so bad. Like
that's creepy.
The way we're dancing to the music doesn't even make sense. But yeah, and Born into USA is a terrible song choice. But yeah, that's my emotion.
All right, look, this is weird as shit, but I'm into it. I'm into all of them.
Well,
although they all got like flat butts. I'm not into that.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Ugh. I don't know, because I'm a picky eater, so I don't eat a lot of weird food.
So my answer might be not that weird.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. We talk about like struggle meals too, like as a kid. Because I mean,
I ate some hot dogs with loaf of bread today.
I mean, that's not strange
at all. That's not that weird.
That's normal, dude. Like that's that meal that you have to have to remind yourself where you came from. Every so often, when you get like you feel like you're too good for something, you have to have like a hamburger and like some fucking white bread. Just to remind yourself, hey, this is where you came from. Like Sophie be sitting there being a picky eater, and sometimes you got to throw a curveball just to remind her, like, yo, it could always be worse. Bust chills.
I know the worst thing I ever ate was when my dad was drunk and dumped the entire thing of salt in the food and tried to act like it was all good. He took 2 bites and was like, yup, this isn't that bad. And then he left and just went to bed. And then we immediately threw our food away. But that was the worst.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weirdest? I mean, I really think shrimp is weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Love it, but
I agree.
That shit looks like little roaches to me. Sea roaches.
Yeah, I guess, for me, weirdest would be like fucking cracking crabs. I know that's fucking blasphemy here in Maryland, but dog, like, let's just eat food that's already made. Like, why are we breaking shit with fucking, I don't use the mallet, but, like, splitting shit open. So, yeah, blue crabs. Fuck y'all. Hey, if somebody got a problem with that from out here, fuck y'all.
Colompton, son.
Yeah.
Where would you relocate if you were forced to leave the country?
It's tough.
State would be easier. Country. I mean, I go first real quick. I'll just say Philippines because they speak English in most of the places. If you got some money to go there, you're gonna be pretty well off. They got all the good fast food.
The funny thing is they actually speak English in a lot of places. Most
places,
but
they're not cheap.
That is a key point there.
That was the key.
I honestly,
and it's island life. It's pretty peaceful. For the most part, not like Brazil and you get robbed.
Oh no, not just robbed. You can get raped. The dudes too. Like it's not like you're white, man. They're gonna have a field day with you. They gonna think they'll kidnap you and think, yo, we're about to get like millions. They're like, Steve. They're gonna be so disappointed. They're gonna call your parents. They're like, keep them.
We got $5.
they'll send them $20. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, cut your head off and shit. I will probably go. I'm really big on like Finland and Sweden, even though it's cold up there. I'm like really big on those places. So I'd probably. Well, I also have a good friend in Sweden, so he's always like posting pictures and videos there. I'm like, dude, it's beautiful there. Then my friend who's in Madrid, it sounds nice. And then when she starts really like kind of breaking it, I was like, I don't know, it's not nice at all. Like, it seems nice on paper. Like for a vacation. I don't think I want to live there. But Sweden sounds like I could really fuck with Sweden like that.
What would you this come from? What would you be if you had to wear one Halloween costume every day for the rest of your life? I'm being a pirate.
Of course, you're you fucking weirdo. Coco Beware.
Every day. You look tight, yo. You look match because you have the parrot.
Yeah, I got the parrot and everything. Yeah, son.
I got the peg leg and the iPad.
I'm not fucking around, dude.
Like, yo, these two are obviously friends.
Like you'd be at a party, like, well, like I'll pass over, like, well, who did he show up with? See Steve, like, obviously that fucking guy.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna get mistaken for a pirate.
Yeah, well, whatever.
What has been your greatest kitchen mistake?
I don't even know what you just said. You might want to try to read
What
that
has
again.
been your greatest kitchen mistake?
None. I'm fucking perfect in the kitchen, dog. Like,
I made this crust recently out of chicken. It wasn't. Well, Bea said she liked it, so I wanted to. You know what? Okay, when I was in 4th grade, I tried to microwave my own spaghetti. I burned the hell out of my mouth.
okay, so that's really fucking wild.
Like, bad. Like, so bad I couldn't talk for a little bit.
You were in 4th grade. You should have fucking known better by then. I think so. I like to bake. Like, I love to bake. But I tried to bake a peach pie and I fucked that up pretty bad because I didn't have the right filling. Because, like, me being fucking the imbecile that I am, I use just regular, like, canned peaches. It was all fucking soupy and fucked. So that might be the biggest blunder I made. But then I redeemed myself, made this fucking banging ass fucking peach cobbler though, like fresh peaches, like cut shit up myself. Like when I'm baking, I'm doing shit from scratch, son. I like fuck all those boxes, yo. Like, I'm in. Who's this bitch?
Got 3 more.
Oh yeah, look at her.
If you were given
She
the
looks
chance,
weird, but I'm okay with it.
she's pumped.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she gets eliminated quick.
If you were given the chance to steal something, what would it be?
Yo, it took her longer to walk down to the fucking ring than she was in the match, I bet. I'm pretty sure she gets like thrown right out as soon as she gets in. Like that walk is long as fuck. She gets in and gets kicked right out. She may as well just stayed in the back.
This looks a lot like the first one.
They all look alike, son. Vince McMahon has a type. Vince was like, you gotta be blonde, you gotta be pretty. I'll hire you. And then he hires a couple Samoans, just like, you don't fit, but I'll make it work.
Oh,
See you, bitch.
That was the worst elimination of all time.
That was great. Not for her.
I mean, she just got thrown out.
Now they have. Well, someone actually put like a tweet. They're like, "I'm so proud of her. Like her first night back, and she set a record." Yeah. What was the question again?
If you were given the chance to steal something, what would it be?
I mean, probably an aircraft carrier. I mean, I guess you can't really get away with that.
I'll just take a pizza.
Damn, you're saying your sight's low. I'm thinking about like, I don't know,
Because I feel like if I steal a car, I'm not really caught up.
the Maltese Falcon. Yeah, I'm aiming big, son. I'm Mona Lisa. I'm going all in. I don't know. Honestly, probably like a bunch of money.
Yeah, I mean, money would be
That's like kind of the obvious answer. I don't steal something I gotta like sell for the money. Like just give me the money.
Alright. What's the most addictive game for you?
Huh? I don't.
Addictive game. Oh yeah, I guess mine would be Madden because I play that the most.
I mean,
No.
I've kind of fixed myself where I don't like because I can only play a game for about 40 minutes to an hour and a half. Like I can't because if it's too short of a time to play, I can't stop thinking about it. But then if I play for too long, like I don't want to play it ever again. So I don't know. I like that fucking Batman game. Any of the Arkham games, those were a lot of fun. Like those were addictive for me. Madden, obviously.
Yeah, Madden I play every year and play quite a bit, so I would say Madden. I'm in a franchise now. I moved Baltimore to Memphis, won the Super Bowl, then was like, nah, let's move again. So we moved to Dublin. It sucks for Memphis. Sorry. But at least we won your Super Bowl. Would you be happy about that?
No, because the Detroit WNBA team won the championship in '04, the same year as the Pistons, and then they moved to fucking Nashville. Oh no, they moved to Tulsa. Like after winning the championship, they're like, peace.
Devastated over the WNBA.
Yeah, son. Because we had the Pistons and the Shock. They both won a title that year. Like yo, and I think the Red Wings won too. Like Detroit was winning. Like they was a winning like city, except for the Lions.
Hey,
and the Tigers, I think, around that time made the World Series or like were in the playoffs, and then the Lions were like, sorry.
This last question is kind of rough.
All right.
Would you rather be executed by firing squad or electric chair? Damn, that was a real question. That'd be tough.
I don't know what either feels like.
I feel like the firing squad would be more instant.
It depends on who's shooting. You might end up bleeding out.
In electric chair, there's like some more drama going on.
I think you shit yourself.
Maybe you get to see everyone for a second.
Well, no, you're gonna be too busy getting electrocuted, so I don't think you're really focusing. You're shitting yourself.
Yeah, they got like an audience to witness it. It's the firing squad.
Why wouldn't they? I mean,
so you might shit yourself.
You're definitely gonna shit yourself.
I'll do that.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Let them clean them.
Yeah, exactly. I want to make it a mess. Like firing squad is gonna be a mess, but it's a mess that it's like, oh, we're used to that. Shitting yourself, that's disrespectful.
Fuck the electric chair too. I'd take it for a little bit and talk some shit.
So I think there used to be a rule where like if you survive, you get to go free.
Chance, definitely.
So, but someone did survive. And they're like, psych. Like, just fire that bitch back up. They're like, we aren't going to actually live by that rule. No one's survived it. And this mother's like, but I did.
You're about to do the new electric chair. What's that? We're going to put you in a bathtub and throw a toaster in there.
Yo, she just threw that little woman like she was a child. But that's a big broad. Give me a piece of that. Like, I don't know, like, how tall she is.
Oh, she looks too good.
Oh, dude, I love it. I like those mean-looking broads. Like, what's wrong with your nose?
Yeah,
your nose is suspect. Nope, psych. Throw that bitch right over the rope. Fuck her. Oh, you threw her the wrong way, you goofy boy. Yo, she's just flinging balls around.
One at a time.
Disrespectful. See, this is what I mean. You can't just be disrespecting these women. Vince gonna fire her. Oh, come on, man. Pick that little girl up and throw her out the ring. Oh, she gonna throw her out by her head. Oh, that's fucked. That's real. Oh, come on. You should have threw her over. But that's not part of the script. I think she would have really got hurt if she did it that way. Oh, they fucked up. They fucked up. All right. So, yeah, electric chair. I want to shit all over the place.
We both picked the electric chair, so we get shit all over the place.
Just to be disrespectful. Fuck them. And I'm sure you'll piss. Like, I want to make sure. Oh, is this like death row so you get a last meal?
I hope so.
Oh, well, hold on then. Because for the last meal, I want to eat the most fucking gnarly shit and, like, let it build up and then go ahead and get electrocuted and just, like, fucking bust ass all over the place.
Yo, could you eat something that would make you, like, explode? That should be fun.
I don't know.
Just take everyone else out with you.
That would be cool, but I don't think that's a thing, dude. But yeah, I'm that dude. Like, look, if I gotta go, you gotta go with me. Y'all ain't gonna stick around and have fun. Let the world keep turning without me. Fuck y'all. I'm trying to blow everybody up. And then like, oh yeah, I want to eat till like I explode. I want to feel sick and be like, light it up, boys. And I want to shit and puke all over the place. I want to drink a bunch of lemonade, so I gotta piss too. Oh, or I think like a few people for the last meal like requested alcohol, so I want to get fucked up. Like if I gotta go on death row, I'm gonna like bring me a bottle of Proper 12 because it's trash. But I know I want to get fucked up on some trash.
Yeah, man. What if you drink enough alcohol and you electrocuted, you light up and fire?
I hope. Get that 151, son. I think you're not allowed to sell that anymore.
Yeah, well, that beer we have, that was illegal in 5 or 7 states, whatever.
Pussies.
Not our state.
I think that's everything, right?
Yeah,
that's the board.
We at least got a beer over 7, so we've had 2 weeks of some slow beers. We had a lot of good ones in a row. We've only had 1 beer over 7 in 2 weeks.
It's bound to happen. All right, so let me see here. Oh, look at that! Before 11, son. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this son bitch up. So as always, thanks for listening, y'all. If you have any questions, concerns, criticisms, feel free to reach out to either of us. You can find me at bjj.wiki. Steve can be found at Bentley, both on Instagram. I have to think for something. What the fuck was I trying to say? Collectively, we're at the Colompton Beer Club. Oh no, I'm working on that. I like to see all the ring lights around. Actually, I've been recording a lot lately, and when I was recording, watching the game, I had the ring lights on because I think I am going to do some YouTube stuff. So I'm trying to test out the lights and make sure the lighting is right. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't fucking feel like doing it. My guest, like, she was like, I told her, like, I think I might do some YouTube stuff. She's very like, do it, don't be scared. I'm like, bitch, chill the fuck out. Like, not everybody like has that get up and go get them fucking mentality. Like, I have like bad anxiety. Like, and if I got to like play it back and edit it, that's probably why I don't want to do YouTube shit, because I gotta edit the video. I gotta watch myself be an idiot. Like, it's bad enough I gotta listen to myself be fucking retarded. Now to watch myself be retarded? Like, no.
That's retarded.
Yeah, fucking retarded retard. Alright, so yeah. Otherwise, thanks. We love you. Steve.
Good soup.
Bye, bitches.